This is Manuka Subaru Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by USA Metal Roofs on MyTV.
Welcome inside Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're in Scranton, the Electric City in Lackawanna County. Tonight, it's a Lackawanna Football Conference crossover matchup as Friday Night Rivals kicks off with Riverside and West Scranton. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide. Welcome to week number 1 of 12 here on MyTV and Friday Night Rivals. 10 regular season games, 2 playoff games. Beside me all the way, if he wants to or not, former Tunkhannock area coach Jan Seachak. Yeah, let's talk about this rivalry. We know about Old Forge, Riverside. West Scranton play for the bell right here. Not much is known about Riverside and West Scranton, but we do know it's the 72nd meeting between the two schools.
If that's not a rivalry, I really don't know what would be considered a rivalry at this point. But I'll tell you what, Coach Armstrong has revenge on his mind from last year's loss and giving Coach Minetti his first win as a high school coach.
Let's talk about the Vikings. High expectations for Riverside. 8 returning starters on offense. Should be high-powered spread offense. It's going to start with our Manuka Subaru spotlight player, Reese Gahan.
Reese Gahan last year had over 1,000 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns on the year, and he's their go-to guy, and Coach Armstrong really likes how this young man's head is in the game.
Second-year coach Jake Minetti for West Scranton. High expectations for this team. 5 starters back for the Invaders. It's going to start with our other Manuka Subaru spotlight player, Hunter Baumgartner.
I'll tell you what, Hunter, I didn't realize how strong the young man is. He squats 550 pounds, benches 305. Last year, he was so balanced as an offensive threat. 224 yards rushing, 224 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns.
We both talked to both coaches this week. They gave us keys to the game, Jan. So let's start with the Vikings from Riverside.
Well, Coach Armstrong is really big into the acronyms, and he used the word PAPI, and that had a lot of words in there. But the most important thing he wanted was poise, his players to play with poise and pride.
And for the Invaders of West Scranton?
Well, Coach Minetti wants to win the battle of the first downs on both offensive and defensive sides of the ball, and more importantly, win the turnover battle.
Those are Toyota keys to the game. The weather's beautiful tonight. Let's see if it will rain. We're hoping not. Fingers crossed. Let's go to Mike Susko now from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Hi, Bob. Yes, we are tracking a few isolated rain showers for tonight's Riverside versus West Scranton game here. But the good news is temperature-wise not looking too bad. 74 degrees around halftime. You can see those isolated rain showers, though, are likely to be around. But by the end of the game, I think they're going to start clearing out here. We'll be around 71 as we end the fourth quarter here tonight in West Scranton. But we are tracking a little bit more rain as we go into your Saturday afternoon. But it's going to be very isolated. We'll show you who needs the umbrella tonight at 10. But for right now, let's send it back out to you on the field.
It's a great way to kick off Friday Night Rivals. It's Riverside and West Scranton. The kickoff is next.
You're watching Manuka Subaru Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by USA Metal Roofs on MyTV WQMY.
Riverside's ready to go to open the 2023 season. They're going to take on a very inspired West Scranton coach, a West Scranton team under the direction of Jake Minetti. Here come the Invaders in their brand new uniforms, John.
Looking pretty sharp, Bob.
They are. Back to the Big 11 they go. The third member of our crew this season. We welcome her back as Amanda Cool. And Amanda, a very familiar name on the sidelines for West Scranton tonight.
That's right. Jake Minetti is on the sidelines for West Scranton, and you know, he is one of the youngest coaches in all of Pennsylvania high school football. Just 10 years ago, he was the quarterback and captain at Old Forge before he went to Kings to play football and study business administration. But it wasn't long after he graduated that he went back and got his teaching degree. He's now a learning support teacher here at West Scranton, and he's in his second year as the head football coach. Prior to Jake being here at West Scranton, this team had 20 losses in a row before getting 2 wins last season. When I talked to Jake last night, he said, you know, it's all about the progress that they've made, and he's really happy with that progress. And he left me with this. He said, when somebody talks about West Scranton football, he doesn't want them to say, will they get a win this year? He wants them to say, how many wins will they get? And guys, it starts tonight. West Scranton's looking to get that win number 1 over Riverside.
We'll talk about Jake Minetti throughout the broadcast, Jan. Riverside is going to get the ball. West Scranton won the toss. Jake Minetti's team, they deferred to the second half. Gahan and Casey Back to receive the Cameron Cole kickoff in the 2023 season is about to get underway with the Car Vision kickoff. Deep kick to Gahan from the 16. Nice return from the senior past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Underneath center this year for the Vikings with 1 year under his belt is number 2, Chase Tadanio, 5'11", 195-pound junior. Nice season last year at his first as a starter, Jan.
I'll tell you what, throwing for 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, that's a very good statistic to have for a first-year player. Now that he's been under Coach Armstrong's offense and under his tutelage, we're expecting huge things, as is Coach Armstrong and the Viking Nation.
Riverside without Robbie Garvey tonight. He usually starts in the backfield. It will be Casey O'Brien who will get it. Back to Gahan. He can throw it a little bit, and he connects. Finds his receiver, Casey O'Brien, out of the backfield for a Perfect Storm Renovations first down on the first play.
You see
of
this?
the
They
season.
go with that. They come back with that reverse pass there. Nice try to get those linebackers. The first play of the game, defenses normally have a tendency just to over pursue, and they did, and they got themselves a first down with that to Casey O'Brien.
13-yard play, Jan. The spread offense from Riverside averaged 29 points last year. O'Brien tripped up behind the backfield for a minimal gain. Time now to check out the starting lineups brought to you by USA Metal Roofs this season. Tadanio and O'Brien in the backfield. Wide receivers and tight end, very good. Gahan's out there. Jerry Rose, a basketball player, comes over. Kostoff, watch for him at tight end. We'll get to the lineman in a minute. Big hit out there by West as it goes out to Jerry Rose, his first catch ever as a football player. And up front, very good up front. I know if we'll be able to see it. Tavion Branch on the left side, 285. Ed Snee on the right side, 315. And in the middle, pretty big themselves, are the Vikings.
They are, Bob. And to piggyback off what you're saying, the offensive line averages 252 pounds, and West Scranton's defensive side is averaging 258 across the board. It's a great matchup up there in the trenches.
3rd and 9. Tadanio looking, has time. Can't find anyone. Goes to Gahan, a little bit behind him. Baumgartner puts a hit on the quarterback, and Riverside will be forced to punt.
That was a great job defensively. They did a little twist action up front, and they see the linebackers are dropping to their flats. And again, Baumgartner, we talked about how strong he was in pregame, and he's letting the quarterback know he's going to take everything he can take against him. He's using that strength of that weight room, and now he's putting it to good use for the Invaders.
D'Amico with the punt off the side of his foot. West should get good field position and takes a roll, and I don't know why a West Scranton person is even down there. He picks it up, and they'll take over at the 21-yard line. I'm sure they're going to talk about it to that guy, number 21, after this. Here's the quarterback for West Scranton. He's got a year under his belt, Caden Berardi, 6'2", 215, junior.
Well, yeah, again, Caden really did a nice job with a brand new coaching staff, a brand new system, and he understands what needs to be done. Now, his touchdown to interception ratio is not the best what you want to have as a quarterback, but now that he's got year 2 coming up, he should really drive the Invader offense right down the field for them.
One thing Jake Minetti wants to be is balanced this year. Does have a lot of quickness on the outside. Baumgartner with a nice hole, puts up 6 yards. Good job by the offensive line.
They did a nice job moving people out. You'll see there's just a give. It's a power with the fullback read up there. Look at number 54. Oh, Baumgartner's going to have to just get a little bit more patience in there to use those big offensive linemen to his advantage.
The Invaders last year averaged 16 points per game, but they did put up 27 against this Riverside team last year. Senior, another hole. It's going to be about a yard short. Gain of 3.
Well, Baumgartner, I'll tell you on that, nice cutback in here. You'll see he just goes off the outside zone, cuts back inside, And boy, there are 3 defenders right there from the Vikings right there to say, hello, we're going to stop you right there.
Reese Gahan tripped him up. They give him the first down, so it is a Perfect Storm Renovations first down for West Scranton. Oh, mishandle. Who's got it? It looks like Baumgartner jumped on it, so early mistake from the Invaders backs them up about 6.
Well, the quarterback's #1 job is to get the ball into the running back's hand. And you see he just didn't step enough. He opened up, he took 1 step, but the running back was out wide. He's got to meet him to get a clean handoff.
You see what Jake Minetti wants to do, just pound the ball. He has a big offensive line.
And he said at the beginning of the, when we were talking to him pregame, he's going to feed Baumgartner 20 to 30 times a game because he's that strong and that physical of a player.
Berardi now in a kind of a passing down. They're going to try to do the end around. And they do pick up decent yardage with Amir Robinson. It's going to be 3rd and long now facing this Invader team.
You'll see right here, they just come with that end around, the speed sweep, and great job in there. Baumgartner's got to do a little bit better job on his man-on-man blocks there to maybe be able to free that running back to gain a little bit more yardage. They gained 3 yards on that last play, but they're still at 3rd and 13.
Berardi has a strong arm. He's a big kid at 6'2", 215. He did pretty well at the Wilkes 7-on-7 this year. I thought West Scranton looked pretty good. Showed a lot of quickness. Let's see if they can translate that now into the regular season. A blitz, 5-man rush. A little short on the pass, luckily for the Invaders, as I think Berardi got hit. Falls short, and now the Invaders and West Scranton will have to punt.
Well, the snaps have been a little not where you want them. That's why he had to read, and there was 2 guys in his face, and he actually threw off his back foot. That's why that ball really wasn't thrown with any authority.
Well, defense is a little bit ahead of the offenses so far here. 5 minutes into this game, 4.5 minutes, I should say, into high school football. Adam Lake is the punter. He's a senior.
Wow, they let that.
Nice, high, long kick over Gahan's head. It's going to take a nice West Scranton roll and die down inside the 15-yard line. Like a 63-yard punt for West Scranton.
Well, I was surprised that they let that play go. There were 2 guys in motion.
Time now to take a look at the defense, brought to you by USA Metal Roofs for the Invaders. There's Shea, Perry, Nagongo, and Lara are the defense. Inside, very active, Miller, Baumgartner, and Sean Beck, 3 seniors. And the secondary will be tested tonight. Lyons, Knight, Robinson, and Miller.
Well, the nice thing about that secondary is they have 3 seniors out there that have 2 years experience. And with Lyons in there, Shamir, he did a real nice job. He's a real good cover guy, and that's what Coach Minetti likes about him.
Sidonio out to Gahan, trying to get him free, up past the 17-yard line.
Boy, Reese Gahan did a nice job with the cutback in there to elude 2 of the Invader tacklers to make nothing out of something out of nothing. Right there. Look at that move. Whoop! And he slips right back inside for a nice 5-yard gain.
Shamir Lyons with the tackle for West Scranton. It's got to be tough to come out and play a team like this on your first game, or is it easier because you get to practice against it?
Well, you get to practice against it, and also they've spent all summer going to passing scrimmages, so they're used to it. Now, if you told me they were opening up against Crestwood, Bob, that is a pain.
Yeah.
Because nobody runs single wing like Crestwood.
Quarterback keeper picks up 6.
Nice job with the fake. He looked to his left, and he just tucks that ball away. Look at that, good ball security. I liked how he had both points covered.
Back out to Gahan quickly. Sheds 3 tackles. Gahan in the open. Reese looking for the first touchdown of the season. Does he get it? He does. Viking touchdown. 75 yards to Reese Gahan.
I'll tell you, Reese Gahan, they have him listed as 6 foot, 180 pounds, but he looks like he's about 220 out there. Watch the speed that he does and the burst. He just sheds tacklers, and then he just gets into the open and he almost got caught. But again, good conditioning. And I know, talking with Coach Armstrong, he said the conditioning is key to the Riverside Vikings being successful this year.
12 touchdowns last year, trying to add on to that his senior year.
There was a flag.
Yeah, D'Amico kicked it through, but there is a flag, as you mentioned.
No, it's a dead ball fall.
So our referees tonight, there you see Jim Miller, Gallagher, Wimmer, miniature back, Grande, and Dempsey.
On the defense, they refuse the yardage, replay the point.
So we'll re-kick it. They don't want to try for 2 with half the distance to the goal. They're going to try to PAT it with Santino D'Amico. Kostoff is the holder. Good snap. The PAT is up and good off the guard hand. Sprint down the field. 7-0 Vikings. 6:04 left in the first. Riverside, the early score. They lead the Invaders 7-0. This is the 819th game West Scranton has ever played. They started back in 1944. They have 416 wins, Jan Cechak.
Wow. Bob, okay, where did you get that stat?
Don't worry about it.
You are amazing. You are, golly.
Hey, West has a great tradition.
They do.
They really do. D'Amico, the short kick, fumbled right into the hands of a West Scranton Invader, and they're lucky there, West, the Shamir Lions, who coughed it up. Let's take a look now at the USA Metal Roofs West Scranton offense. Again, Berardi, the quarterback, and Baumgartner, and Beck in the backfield. Wide receivers, pretty quick out there with Miller, Guerrier, and Beck, and at the tight end, Ben Miller. There's the offensive line. Shea's 260. Laura on the other side, 250. We have 280, 280, and 235. What are they eating in West Scranton?
Whatever they want. 260-pound average right there. And Riverside's defensive front with their 4s averaging 258 pounds. Again, very evenly matched.
Baumgartner nowhere to go. Bounces outside. Makes something out of nothing. Lucky for him, he picks up 6. What a great run by the senior.
Well, they tried to go with a power to the right side. You'll see that they're pulling guard tackle. There they go, the big guys. And again, they were met. Baumgartner bounces off 1, 2, and then he just takes it to the sideline there. And this is what Coach Minetti likes about him, is that he just says this young man can just, Hunter can just hunt. He goes out there and he pick people off.
He'll be the featured back this year. Another carry from Baumgartner. Flag comes in, so that may negate this nice run. Probably holding on the Invaders, but we'll get a call from our referee tonight, Jim Miller.
Take it back.
And they'll take it back. West Scranton, District 2 champs in 2006,
On the
2000.
offense, number 9 blue, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down.
2006 and 2007, Jan. Matt McGloin quarterbacking one of them. Very good team under Mike D'Antona. Of course, West Scranton, Joe D'Antona, the longtime coach of the Invaders. But since 2000, only 6 winning seasons for a tradition team. They're hoping Jake Minetti can bring that back. First, you got to get the players, though, right? You got to get the Jimmies and the Joes.
So
and they haven't had them lately.
They haven't. And having Coach Minetti in the school is key to the success of the Invaders. Not having coaches,
Yeah, Berardi throws it right into the hands. He got hit. It's picked off, taken in for a touchdown by Puzalowski, the junior. Touchdown, Riverside.
Well, that can be a deflating kind of thing. He was getting hit, but that was great coverage, and he just stepped right in front of that ball for the touchdown, the pick 6.
Thought it was 26, Coach. Sorry. Alex Pica, the senior, number 25. It looks like a 6. I apologize. Pica with the Riverside touchdown. Off the pick 6 from Berardi. So 2 pass attempts and not much going on as D'Amico's kick is up and good, and Riverside extends their lead now to 14, 5:23 left in this first quarter. Riverside's got to find some offense here, or excuse me, West Scranton has to find some offense, Jan.
They've got to be careful. Again, their quarterback center exchanges, the snaps have been low, and the exchanges between the quarterback, running back. These are things that they're going to have to clean up because, again, when you start shooting yourself in the foot, that's not what anybody wants to do at this point in time.
Who makes the best coaches? I'm going to say quarterbacks.
They do.
And why not? We got 2 great ones here. Harry Armstrong on the left from Riverside, looking dapper tonight. Jake Minetti, as Amanda mentioned, one of the youngest coaches in the state. Both played quarterback at their respective schools. Both led their teams to the state finals.
And again, they have a wealth of talent and knowledge to give to these kids. And the one thing you want your quarterback to be a sponge and just soak it up, especially when you have two coaches like that with their kind of resumes. It's impressive.
So Harry Armstrong, of course, went to Lafayette. He threw for 4,253 yards in his career there, 66 touchdowns with Lafayette. Of course, Jake Minetti, we saw the last few years in the Mayor's Cup game. He went down to Kings from Old Forge. Did not play quarterback, but was a great defensive back.
He was.
176 total tackles, 115 of those solo for Jake Minetti.
Well, that's when a coach puts your faith on your strong safety or your free safety to be able to hold your own, especially when, again, cornerbacks are always on islands, and you want the best for them. And Jake did a great job for the Monarchs down there.
So another Car Vision kickoff for Riverside. Robinson and Knight back to receive for the Invaders. Low line drive to one of the up men. Caden Farr for West Scranton. And West Scranton will have a good field position about the 38-yard line.
What?
So USA Metal Roof's starting lineup, defensive now for Riverside. Last year, Riverside gave up just 16 points per game. There you saw the front 4. Linebackers very active. There is someone in the middle, I promise. D'Angelo and Puzalowski. In the middle will be Richie Kostoff. And then the secondary, we have a full 4, Rogers, Gahan, Tadanio, and O'Brien.
We got a mix. We got 2 seniors in the secondary there for Riverside. Right now they're playing a cover 3 look. They're playing their 4-4. It was interesting how many different defenses Riverside will play.
Baumgartner, best run of the night, has a Perfect Storm Renovations first down inside Riverside territory.
And that's all they need to do is just keep pounding that ball. Give it to Hunter. Let him do what he does best, run the ball, and just keep getting those first downs. Just keep them piling up, and eventually they're going to end up in the end zone.
Well, the other thing, too, time of possession keeps this Riverside offense off the field.
Nice job by number 9, Ben Miller, with his block on that. He allowed the defensive end to come in, and he just shielded him away from Hunter Baumgartner. So Hunter then did a great job with his eyes reading that block and then got that first down.
That Gurrier with a nice block, number 2 for West Scranton. This time the Riverside defense is there. Big Ed Snee at 315. Branch, 285, number 75, just a sophomore.
Well, I'll tell you what. Ed Snee is a force. Look at him right in there, number 77. He's just, and look at him. He's ripping at the ball. He's trying. He not only did he just bear hug him to stop him, he had help from the linebacker to push him back, and then he starts working that ball strip drill. That's great coaching there on the Riverside sideline.
Another passing situation for West. 0 for 2 with a pick 6 already for Berardi. Good read by Riverside as they try to get the quick out. Looked like Lara from his defensive end. Was that Murray?
See, he does the swing pass, number 4. It was just over his head. And being an Eagles fan, it kind of looked like Marcus Mariota overthrown his receiver.
Chad Hoskins, number 50 out there. read that nicely. So 3rd and long now, facing West Scranton, already down 14-0 just in the first quarter. So the Pooper already in the shotgun. And I think we're going to have a timeout called by West Scranton. No, there's a flag, excuse me. Flag on the opposite side.
Red ball, encroachment. 64 on the defense, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
So a break for West there, making 3rd and manageable now.
Absolutely. Now, this is where Coach Minetti getting in those 5 yards right now. Okay, Baumgartner's coming back in.
Well, you're on that side of the field. Is it 2 downs to get it at this point in the game?
I would say yes. I don't know what how their punter is.
Well, their punter's good. Remember, he had that 60-yarder.
But I'm saying,
can he get it inside the 20?
Can he get it inside? And
yeah.
Again, I'm not sure if he could just do corner kick with it. Again, being the first game of the year, why not? You're down 14. Do it.
Fake the jet. Barrier. Berardi, goes up about 1.5 yards short. So let's see what Jake Minetti wants to do. Good run from the quarterback.
That's one thing that Riverside didn't account for is the quarterback running. I think they were hoping that he'd be more of a drop-back passer, and they're just going to be feeding Baumgartner the ball. But that was a nice job. And then that extra effort he gave to lunge over the defenders gets them into 4th and 2.
Berardi keeps it, has running room. Picks up a Perfect Storm Renovations 1st down, and he's inside the 35-yard line.
Berardi, 6'2", 215-pound junior. Okay, now he's getting into the rhythm of the game. Watch this. He just does it. Quarterback keep the entire time. Nice, lanky strides. And then again, he's just got to dip that shoulder down. He's going to learn to start giving hits as opposed to receiving them.
Perfect Storm Renovations 1st down for West Scranton. Keeps this drive going, down 14. Baumgartner next to him. They give it to him, but Tavian Branch says, hello, you're not going anywhere.
The 6'5", 285-pound sophomore. Look at him on the screen. He is just a physical specimen that's going to get faster and stronger over the next 2 years.
Loss of 4 on that.
Look how he just read that perfectly. He followed the number 74, the tackle, Kyle Shea. He just followed him, got on his outside hip, squeezed it down, and then dropped him for a loss.
Last year, Riverside gave up 255 total yards per game. They have 8 starters back on that side of the ball as well. Here comes the blitz, trying to set up a middle screen, and it's almost picked off.
That's tough to throw over 6'6" and 6'5" on the inside on that inside screen there. You'll see it. He drops back. Here, look, that's just a lot of height right there. And again, good heads-up play by the Riverside Vikings.
Tossed off there in the middle. Read that one. 3rd and long, now facing West Scranton again. They haven't tried to throw. Well, they tried once to throw it downfield. They do have the speed. But the protection hasn't been there.
Right, the protection hasn't been there, and the pass rush from the defensive linemen, really, they're just pushing and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, making it very difficult for him to pass. And they're doing a nice job with their defense. Like I said, they're looking at starting out in a cover 2 shell. They'll go to cover 3, and Coach Armstrong calls a timeout.
I think it was Coach Minetti.
Oh, it was okay.
I think that's, yeah, they're going to call it on the home team. So Jake Minetti wanted to give his guys a little bit of a break, maybe settle them down. This drive is very important. You're down 14-0, 2:09 left in the first quarter on the first possession, first quarter of the game.
And Bob, you said it's pretty humid out there. So yeah, let's get these guys hydrated. Let's keep them fresh. Give them 2 minutes to recollect and then get their thoughts together, what they want to do now. 3rd and long, they've tried middle screen. What else could they possibly come back with? A draw play. And again, I haven't seen any type of pass patterns in terms like a flood, where they're going to try to just maybe roll the quarterback one side, have a short, medium, and long receiver available for him.
Well, you go back to Baumgartner. They ran up with Berardi a couple times. They have not been successful in the passing game.
But they've got to establish it, though, Bob. That's where I'm. 3rd and 14. I don't think there's too many good runs you can say, yep, this is our bread and butter. We're going to get 10 to 12 yards on this, and then we'll worry about 4th down.
Well, Shea, the left tackle, is the only returning starter on this offensive line for the Invaders, so they're getting tested here tonight by a big defensive front.
Big physical front there, and they've got to start reestablishing that line of scrimmage.
Here comes the rush. They do run Berardi, but Kostov's there for a 1-yard gain. They read that nicely. So it's 4th down now.
And you'll see here, he's looking. All their receivers were doing all short to medium routes. There was only one guy that went long, but he didn't have the time to throw it. So he had to turn it up inside and he gained 1 yard.
Probably a smart move here. See if he can pin them deep. We know Lake has a leg. We saw that. Can he now maybe put it inside the 20? The 15 will be better. He does a little pooch kick. Gahan calls for the fair catch. And West Scranton flips the field. Riverside will have the ball at the 12-yard line, up 14-0. Now will be on the Invaders' defense to hold them late here in the first quarter.
Well, they know what to expect now. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to play Gahan outside in, and they're really going to have to do a nice job with leverage when they try to tackle him and wrap. I saw earlier in the first series, they really came out and they did that. They laid the wood on them, but now they're kind of playing back on their heels. It could be they're tired. It could be that first game jitters. We'll see. Hopefully, Coach Minetti can get this defense going.
So the spread offense comes out with the play in hand. Tadonio, the quarterback, lines up. Get it out to Kostov, his first catch tonight. He loses the ball. West is there. They pick it up.
Number 6.
Miller picks up the fumble, and West is in business. 1st and goal from the 5.
Xavier Miller, wow, nice job, heads up. This is what I just talked about. They've got to do a great job wrapping. Look at how they come. 1, 2, and then again, the ball was punched out, and Miller does a nice job scoop, and the only other part he has to add to that is the score. But this is a nice job. Good, the ball security, he's there. He tips his head down. You saw that right there, number 24, Cameron Cole does a nice job, a sophomore coming in, punching that ball out. This is what the Invaders need to get right back into this game with 1:10 still left in the first quarter.
So West in business at the Invader 5. Well, we announced our preseason top 10. Hope you watched it on Fox 56 all week long and last week. And Jan and I, we talked to a bunch of coaches. This is what we come up with the preseason anyway. And no surprise, Southern Columbia at top. We will see them this year against Loyal Sock, which starts at number 8. Delaware Valley, a lot of hype around them. They have a tough game tonight against Selinsgrove. North Schuylkill tonight taking on Mount Carmel. And we'll see Dunmore Mount Carmel next week. It should be a top 10 matchup no matter what happens tonight with North Schuylkill and Mount Carmel in that game.
And we know Southern Columbia, watching them against Valley View, something that was unusual for Jim Roth was Coach Roth down there, Pennsylvania's all-time winningest coach. The wing tee, they run it incredibly well, and they've won many state titles with it. But I saw there were 5 or 6 long passes that the quarterback had time to throw and connect on. So it's going to be very well balanced this year, even though they lost 2 great running backs.
We'll give you some scores in the second quarter. Ball, Berardi, big hole. Touchdown, West Scranton.
Now we talk about turnovers, momentum. And that's exactly what Coach Minetti said that's what one of his keys to his game were. Right there, look at that. Everybody squeezed down. Berardi read it and just said, thank you, touchdown. Here it is again. Look how he just steps up. Look at the block up by number 50 there. Was it 50 or 51? I want to make sure because I don't want to say it's Rocco Leonard when it's someone else. So that was a nice job with the block. He pinned him inside.
So a break for West. They capitalize on their turnover. Cole for the PAT. It is up and through, and West Scranton, just like that, cuts the Viking lead in half. Let's see if that gets things going their way. Berardi had 4 rushing touchdowns a year ago. Add 1 there, and gets West Scranton right back into it.
You see those brand new jerseys that they're wearing? Berardi's getting on the headset. Right there, look at that. They do a nice job with the split backs. Going fullback going right, tailback was trailing, like on an option play. Great job. Berardi feels pretty good about it now.
Selinsgrove leading Del Val while we have a minute, 7-0 in the second quarter. Southern Columbia 21-0 in the first over Berwick. We'll give you some scores from the top 10, and we'll give you some other ones later on.
Crestwood, Valley View tied at 7.
Dunmore winning, Mount Carmel and North Schuylkill tied at 6. So Crestwood and Valley View tied at 7. So a couple big scores there from our top 10 as we get things started here on Friday Night Rivals on MyTV. Bob, Jan, and Amanda, glad you could join us. Westbeck on it. They give it a Kostoff. He flips it back to Gahan. Weaves his way through and past the 35 for Riverside now.
That's good field position to start out with. Put the ball in the hands of your best receiver, running back, and that would be Gahan. We talked about him pregame, how well he did last year, 12 touchdowns. He already has 1 for this year, and he's already added at least minimum 75 yards already in receiving.
Well, does Harry Armstrong come out and just methodically take it down, or does he just now go for it right now in the saying after the turnover, we're going to take things right back over and we're going to throw it downfield?
Well, knowing Coach Armstrong, and I know how he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he's under center right now, so we're going to get a little bit of dosage of running.
Eagles to the ground game. O'Brien's first carry of the night on the ground. Gained 6. So Casey last year just 47 yards on 8 carries. Again, Robbie Garvey's out, injured wrist. He'll be back midway through the season. He was their leading rusher coming back.
Kenny Hazelton, the junior, on the stop on that play. Again, I'm seeing that offensive line is reestablishing. They're pushing that front 4 of the Invaders back, and that's not a good sign.
Inside handoff, kind of Southern Columbia-ish. They give it to O'Brien. He has a perfect storm renovations first down. He's inside Invader territory.
Well, Coach Armstrong's letting you know that they can run the ball as well as pass the ball, and they're doing a tremendous job. They're doing a lot of misdirection with emotions, and O'Brien on this one does a nice job. Look at him, picking and weaving, being patient with the runner.
Isn't that part of the wing tee we just saw?
It is.
It is, okay. 1 quarter of the book here in the season opener. It's the Vikings over the Invaders, 14-7.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. Riverside leads West Scranton 14-7. Joining me now is Toby Grisenda from NEPA Builders. You're back for the second annual Raise the Roof. Last year was such a success. Can we talk about what Raise the Roof is?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So Raise the Roof is a partnership with Fox 56, 84 Lumber Company, and NEPA Builders, and our community to give a free roof to somebody who needs it.
Now, second annual, you got to see this whole thing unfold last year. What was that like for you? Everybody who was involved putting this roof on, what was it like, that emotional aspect?
Yeah, it was really a very special moment. We knew it was going to be special, but to get our whole company there, to have the owner there, and just come together to do something really great, words can't speak to it. It was amazing.
Now, what inspired you guys to start this, and what inspired you to do it again for a second year?
Yeah, so we care a lot about our community. We're community members. A lot of our guys coach, they're involved. We wanted to give back in a way that only a builder could. So we figured, a roof is the most protective thing, for you and your family in your home. And so we just set out to do that and give back. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so tell me about if somebody wants to nominate a family for this year, how can they nominate them? We're going to take nominations the entire season, and we'll announce a winner at the end of the season. So how would they nominate somebody?
Yeah, so visit our website, NEPA BLDRS, navigate to the Give Back page, and you'll be able to enter people, but we need your help. We can't do it without you. We don't nominate people ourselves, so if you're sitting at home and you know a family member, a neighbor that's down the street, they could really use a roof and they can't afford it, please nominate them. We want to help them together, and we really need your help, and we're really looking forward to it this year.
Awesome. Toby, thank you so much. Bob, Jan, let's get back to the game.
Well, so on the field, Reese Gahan's taking over this game, first with a 12-yard run. Then they left him open, did the Invaders out there, wide open. So he carries it down. He's inside the 10. It's a Perfect Storm Renovations first down. And they're inside the Kelly Mahindra red zone. Knocking on the door are the Vikings.
Here we go. Look at the protection he has, the time. It's just a quick out. The ball was just a little blooped out there. But again, watch, Gahan just does a great job. He came out to get some air.
So Tadanio carries it up. He's inside the 5 to the 2.
What a great thing that Toby and Northeast Builders did last year by donating a roof, and they're looking to do it again. That's just what does that say about Northeast Pennsylvania, the type of community that we have here?
Touchdown Riverside. West Scranton was in disarray on defense there, and Riverside takes advantage of it, and they extend this lead now with 10:59 here in the half.
Yeah, you saw that number 44, the linebacker, wasn't even set. They just, again, that's just smart football right there by the Vikings of Riverside.
Couple mental mistakes there from the Invaders. And Riverside on the board now early here in the second as they drive down the field, 63 yards. Seven plays, 63 yards. Kick is up and good. Back to a 14-point lead for the Vikings. Minute 1 into the second quarter, Riverside extends their lead now back to a 14-point advantage with a nice 7-play, 63-yard drive. They punch it in as Riverside tries to pick up their 27th victory in this rivalry over the Invaders. They took 6 years off and finally got back to it last year. West Scranton now in Lackawanna Football Conference Division 2, Riverside in Division 3.
Well, Bob, and again, you know that rivalry got very renewed last year when Coach Minetti and the Invaders beat the Vikings.
Wow. Well, somehow, hello. What a great return for West Scranton. Number 23, Amir Robinson, gets out of traffic. I don't see a flag, and I'm going to call it a West Scranton touchdown. No, it's not. They're saying he was down. Jim Miller comes over to talk to Jake Minetti. They are furious on the sidelines. I think they're going to say his progress was stopped. That's a guess.
We'll
look at it again, but no touchdown signal.
You see Coach Monet, just like the look of amazement. You've got to be kidding me is what he's thinking. Well, I don't know why the whistle wasn't blown there and we didn't hear it.
I didn't hear a whistle. Let's look at it again. Now we don't have audio, so it's going to be hard to tell. No, he's not down.
He was never down. He was not down. I know we don't have review, but
no,
wow.
there was no forward progress stop.
No, he bounced. He hit a wall and bounced. Wow, tough break for the Invaders right there.
That is a tough break. Now again, we love the referees. We need referees.
Yes,
we get the option of
luxury.
having replay, right? The luxury. That's the call on the field. That's what has to stand. So touchdown. Comes back, West will have the ball, they say, at the 35-yard line.
And this is where the kids and the coaches have to have a short memory. You can't dwell on this fact right now because, again, now you got the ball. It's 1st and 10. You're at the 35. Let's just do what we do. Let's just get the next first down.
So tough break there for West on the call. The Invaders back out. Trailing now back to 14. Oh, wide open! Berardi! What a catch! Taryn Knight-Gurrier was all alone at the 30. That's a touchdown. That will count.
That one does count. What a great play to come back and counter. Again, okay, take one off the board. We're going to come back, and we put it right down there.
It looks like it came from the sidelines, but a breakdown by Riverside in the secondary, obviously. 65 yards.
He didn't sneak in from the Riverside sideline, that's for sure. And Berardi, great vision. He saw that the whole way, didn't get overexcited. Great hustle there by Gahan, but he was already in for
I don't know if we have the replay, his one, well, how we'll see it, but, I mean, he was all alone. That's one of those you just say, don't drop it. Don't drop it, right?
The ball is my friend. The ball is my friend. Absolutely, Bob. Bad snap.
Bad snap. Vandusky just tried to heave it. So after all that excitement, the PAT is no good, but it is back to an 8-point advantage now. 10:35 left in the second on that two wild plays. One touchdown off the board. And another one is like Riverside just wanted to give it back. They felt bad for them.
Well, they're not doing it for our ratings, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what, this is week 1 of high school football. You're going to see it all. Special teams breakdown. You're going to see that kind of play. Here we go. The touchdown replay.
From the end zone camera. I mean, Berardi, all he had to do was lay it out there.
And he did. He had to come back for it. But again, he was wide open, and that's just beautiful for the Invaders.
Well, that's senior Taryn Knight-Gurrier. First touchdown. He didn't have one last year. Pulls that one in, and he cuts into the Riverside lead. 10:35 left in the half. Been exciting first 2 quarters.
It really has. I'll tell you, Bob, the last 3 plays have been exciting. And this is why we're here. I mean, what a great crowd we have from the West Side and the Riverside. I mean, it's just so neat to see high school football back.
Okay, so let's give you a report. We're high above the West Scranton bench. I believe I want to look for number 11, but Sean Beck is out, number 7, a starter. It looks like he has his shoulder pads off. Baumgartner's just getting a water, so that's good for him. So, well, what a wild one. Wild 2 minutes into the second quarter, 21-13 to score, and West will kick off. And you almost feel happy for West because that's a tough call by the refs. They called him down. Good awareness by Caden Berardi, the quarterback, to just even notice
that he
Taryn
was
out there.
And he didn't draw attention to him either.
Nope. Well, they flip it back to O'Brien. O'Brien from the 22. And he weaves his way past the 40 in the Riverside offense. back out at the 42. So it will look like it could have been a Riverside blowout. Now all of a sudden, Coach, we have a game.
We got a game going again, and we still have 10.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Football season is back. Don't you love it?
It's wonderful. It's got the blood flowing. Absolutely. So last series, it was interesting. I thought Coach Armstrong was going to come out with his spread offense and start hitting it downfield, but he established his run game just to let the Invaders know they can do both.
Gahan on the jet sweep. Pushes through. Baumgartner with the tackle, trips him up, but 8 yards for Gahan. He is the workhorse.
He really is, and he's just what Coach Armstrong said. He's just a smart football player. Look at the patience he has trying to read those blocks that his offensive receivers are giving him in the offensive line, and he gets 8 yards just like that.
He'll throw a pass or two as well. Give it to O'Brien. He bounces outside. He's got room. Looking for a block. Gets it. It's a Perfect Storm Renovations first down inside Invader territory. Knocked out at the 30.
Boy, I'll tell you, O'Brien, he really did a nice job getting that ball out there. Look at that cutback. Good ball security. There's a blue wall there, but he's beating them all. Nice job to take off that receiver and then to make the tackle. Zavion Miller, again, key right there. He's doing a great job at that cornerback position for the Invaders.
Hot, humid night for both teams. You do conditioning, but really you can't get in condition until you're in game mode, right?
Absolutely, but the game speed is so much different than practice speed, and for the most part, even during the heat act, it wasn't this hot and sticky.
No. So a senior Cottle with his first carry picks up 9 for the Vikings. So they're throwing backs in and out, trying to keep people healthy.
Keep them fresh, get fresh legs in there. And Shamir Lyons, the junior, with the stop on that, who's only 5'4", 140 pounds.
West with some injuries as well. Got a bunch of guys on the sidelines. Don't have pads on, so that's not helping West tonight, but got to play the game with what you have. Back to Cottle. West reads this one. Good speed. They get in. He's going to be sure he's actually going to lose a yard and bring up third down. Call it 2 yards. So Invader deep stepping up.
You'll see Miller's at the bottom of your screen. He's going to come in right there. Nice job. Again, he's just playing really solid corner position right now.
Robinson there as well for West Scranton. Power football from the Vikings picks up a Perfect Storm Renovations first down. We are inside the Kelly Mahindra red zone now for Riverside. Not too bad when you have Gahan, O'Brien, and then you bring a running back in, 5'5", 135, senior Jacob Cottle. Give him a couple carries, and he picks up a first down.
Well, you give everybody, once you start spreading the ball around like that, everybody's getting touches. They're getting excited. They want more touches. And having fresh legs, it's going to wear the Invaders down.
Well, the old breakage of the chain. On the first night of high school football, we lost the link on the chain gang. You can see it in the far corner. That might give us a great chance to go inside the Perfect Storm student section with Amanda. What do you have, Amanda?
Thanks, Bob. That's right. I'm in the West Scranton student section for our Perfect Storm student section of the night. Joining me now is Lena and Jonathan. Lena, you are now the leader of the student section. How does that work? How did you get that title?
It's usually a pass down from seniors to seniors, and we have a Facebook page, and they usually announce it on that. And you get it by being one of the most vocal and energetic people in the student section. And me and Jonathan, we too like to have our fair share of trash talk, but we keep it school appropriate. And it's fun.
Jonathan, tell me, what are some of the theme nights you have, and what are you guys really looking forward to?
Definitely the Bell game, because they're our rival school, Scranton. So we're always looking forward to that. I don't know, that's really it.
Yeah. For sure. So, Lena, tell me, what sets your student section apart from other student sections in Lackawanna County?
I think it's the community that we have. The West Side community as a whole is just amazing, and the support that we get from previous alumni and the support that the students have for each other is great. And it's not like seniors stick with seniors. Like, seniors are friends with freshmen, sophomores. We're all like a tight-knit community.
Lena, thank you so much. Thanks for the lay, guys. I'll bring your lays up at halftime.
Thanks, Amanda. Tadonio. Up near the 10.
Well, Cameron Cole, with outside linebacker, made that nice stop there.
So Riverside knocking on the door. Now 3rd down coming up. They can get a first down at the 9 inside the Kelly Mahindra red zone. Gahan wrapped up. Going to be close to a Perfect Storm Renovations first down, but good defense from West Scranton. Robinson in there, Baumgartner.
They're starting to get pretty stingy down there. And again, now Riverside doesn't have the field that they want in terms of having that spread offense out there.
Helmet issue with Adam Lake. He'll come out. Ryan Evans in, the senior, takes his spot on 4th and 1. Big push from the offensive line. Tadonio picks up the Perfect Storm Renovations first down. 1st and goal, Riverside at the 6.
Oh, they moved that scrum forward to get that first down. Reminiscent of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles last year with those quarterback sneaks in there. You'll see it. Very patient, good job. He lets the center 2 guards establish. They get shoulder to shoulder, and they get down low, and he just rode them in.
Penalty down there. Missed the call. I didn't see what it was. So 5:30.
It was motion on the offense.
On offense. So first and goal becomes 1st and 12.
Our official was really fast with that one, Bob.
Yeah. Fake the end around. Tadonio stood up in the middle.
Wow.
Big hit put on by number 74, Kyle Shea, the 260-pound senior.
And we said he was a returning veteran, so he played like a veteran on that one, shutting that play down. Look at that. He squeezed down and did a nice job in there.
So it brings up 2nd down from the 10 now. West would like to hold them now, either a field goal or even better, no points. They trail by 8, does West. Puszalowski in the backfield. Gahan will throw it, as I said, tosses it up, and it's caught by Jerry Rose. The basketball player comes off for the football team, and he makes and gets his first touchdown of his career.
Well, that was just smart on Rose's part right there, just to go right in between the defenders and kind of not draw attention to himself. He just did what we call just, you want to throttle down. He did, and Gahan did a nice job. He saw it. Look, he's right there. He split the defenders. And you know right now, Coach Benetti and his defensive staff, they're going to be talking to the kids saying, look, when we're down in that area, you guys got to lock up man to man.
The extra point is up and no good. It went under the crossbar. So it's a 14-point lead, 4:21 left in this one. We're in the first half here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in downtown Scranton. And Riverside with the lead, 27-13.
Hey, do you know a student or a fan of tonight's game? Call them now and tell them they can watch on any computer, tablet, or smartphone, wherever they are. Tonight's game is being streamed on my TV Facebook page. Again, that's on my TV Facebook page.
Well, West had some momentum going, but then the offense for Riverside went back to work.
Yeah, that drive took almost 6 minutes off the clock right there.
11 plays, 58 yards, Coach, for the touchdown. So a nice drive put together by the Vikings to respond to that defensive breakdown.
Well, right now, they've got to get a nice drive put together right now. The West Side has to do. And Coach Minetti right now, I know that their kids are getting tired, they're getting fatigued, and it is the first game, but they've got to keep their focus right now. If they just come back out, Bob, as I was saying earlier, just let's get a first down, then we get another first down. That's all they've got to do is methodically work the ball down, and they'll be in great shape. This game, really, it's not out of hand, that's for sure, because we saw how quickly both teams can score.
Carvision Nissan kickoff. Great special teams by Riverside. West will now start with their worst field position of the night. Looks like around the 13-yard line.
Cottle did a nice job on that special teams to drop him back there.
So let's see if they can put a drive together of their own with 4 minutes left, 2 timeouts remaining. For West Scranton, who last year averaged about 209 yards per game. They'd like to extend that this year with some more experience under Jake Minetti, full year in the weight room. So Danny Vendusky is the quarterback. They've been flipping back and forth, have the Invaders between Berardi and Vendusky. And Vendusky actually threw that pass last time, which we didn't catch. We are high above the the field here, and it's tough to see the numbers because they kind of blend together. But Vendusky is in. He's a senior as well. 5 of 10 last year, 65 yards and interception. Well, this year he's got 1 big touchdown. Kostoff, good defense.
There's
no running room for Baumgartner.
A host of white jerseys right there, just shutting the door as fast as it opened up. They just go with that inside zone, and you can see they're getting pressure, and they're not picking it up. Number 51, Rocco Leonard, has to do a better job up there in order for them to be successful.
And we have to do a better job watching who the quarterback is.
Yeah, absolutely, we do.
Week number 1 here. You think we've done this before? We have. We got to give credit to number 10. He's back. He's got room. He's going to try and air it out again. And, oh, get in the head. Hello, Terry Knight-Gurrier. Second touchdown of the night for the Invaders on a wild tip play.
And he goes in the end zone like he's a sprinter, breaking it with his chest on that. Wow. Like, Bob, we just said, this game it's not out of reach. This game is going to be a wild one. Buckle up, everybody.
How about Vendusky, though?
Wow.
Almost 82, 84 yards on that. The last one was 65. He's 2 for 2 with 100 and some yards. Both 2 touchdowns to the senior.
And he threw off his back foot because there was pressure right in his face. And you'll see right when he comes across the finish line. See that? We teach that to the sprinters coming across. You want to get that tape.
So a couple big plays keeps West Scranton in this game. And we're almost going to have a shootout here on the field. So they'll go for 2 with West now. Trying to cut it to a 6-point deficit. Now this is Berardi, the big senior, and he doesn't make it in for the PAT. But let's see, I think we may have a flag. Jim Miller with the call. Illegal motion against West Scranton, so the PAT will fail. Whoa! 27-19 the score, 2:49 left. I feel like we've been here 3 hours already, and West Scranton, with courtesy of the big play, it keeps it in the game. This, again, Van Dusky.
You see that the pressure's in his face. It tips. It's going. There it is. He looks it in, says thank you, and he's off to the races. Again, what a great night for that young man right there, number 2. I'll tell you, he's going to remember this game for a long time, but he'll even remember it even more so if the Invaders can pull this off.
Well, maybe did they give too much time to Riverside before the half? They have 2 timeouts remaining as well, and they can put it up there. A lot of guys winded already, getting a lot of water in there. It's a very humid night here in northeastern Pennsylvania in the Electric City. You know, it was a Hawaiian theme in the student section for West Scranton, and it's humid like Hawaii. And our thoughts and prayers, speaking of Hawaii, go out to the devastation on Maui.
Yep, and Lahaina, I was out there.
Lahaina, yep. I visited there years ago.
Decades ago for me, yeah.
Well, yeah, it was decades for me. 98, 99, but, you know, beautiful town. And, you know, if you could donate to any cause to get them back on their feet, please do.
And I saw they just released a list of over 300 people that are still missing. So, you know, our thoughts and prayers are all to the families out there in Lahaina and Maui.
Cole teeing it up, Car Vision kickoff. Little onside-er, little trickery, but good play from the up man from Riverside. That was Max Jackson, the sophomore, pulls it in. And the bad news is you give him good field position right near midfield.
Short field to go with, especially with that explosive offense that Coach Armstrong and the Vikings run over there. You know, 2.5 minutes. We thought, wow, okay, there's 4.5 minutes to go. West Scranton's just going to take their time, methodically go downfield, and they hit that one. That's 2 quick hitter in plays that they've had to keep them in this game.
A credit to referees for this. When there's touchdowns or plays that they can take a break and get water, they are giving them extra time.
Well, again,
to get hydrated tonight.
Absolutely. And the kids' safety is always at the official and the coach's well-being.
Ball hand up the middle. Good gain. Good tackle in there by Derek Bleach.
I like how Gahan's not afraid to tuck it back up inside. Most of the time when they're running like that type of speed sweep look, they're going to try to bounce it outside. But that's a designed inside run play. And he's a big young man to be able to run that and endure that punishment.
This time they fake it, a little shovel pass to the tight end. Good catch in traffic from Kostoff. He's a big boy too, 6'1", 220. Close to a first down, about a yard short.
He really is a solid young man too. He's going to be helping them at that tight end position. You see, they're setting up the plays. Really smart on Coach Armstrong, because it looks like the last play they ran.
Well, one thing you have to prepare for Harry Armstrong's offense is a lot. Like a lot of movement, a lot of different plays. I mean, give credit to his own team for even knowing the plays.
Bob, you had mentioned that when you were down watching them, you heard when you were filming during the week, the way that he calls his plays is how the pros call it, which is phenomenal that these high school kids can pick it up.
Throwing another back, Joe Gahan, number 9, gets that carry, junior. He has a perfect storm renovations first down, and they move the chains. Number 9 with the carry of 5. Donio back. Going to come back to Kostoff. They read it. West is there.
Great job by guess who? Our spotlight player of the game, number 11, Hunter Baumgartner. Nice job. Good solid tackle. Great field position for him. Nice alertness there. Look at that. Solid tackle. Wrap, and then he drives his feet.
Loss of 10. I think we have a timeout on the field. We do. 58 seconds remaining. Riverside calls timeout. Great tradition down there as well. 97-98. They went to the state finals. Of course, lost to Sharpsville 2010, lost to the Clareton team, 36-30. Remember, Clareton had that 66-game winning streak, right?
They did.
So Riverside came up close. Harry Armstrong, quarterback, in one of those. So great tradition from the Vikings. But again, they haven't won a D2 title in a long time as well. It's 2010, 13 years for them.
And they're hungry, and you can see Coach Armstrong's got some really talented kids. And I know he was hoping, and every coach says this, we will be as successful as our offensive line. As soon as they can gel and start moving as a unit of 5, we're going to be really successful. But that's what he's counting on this year.
One timeout left for Riverside, 58 on the clock. Time, deep pass, nice spiral. And it is incomplete. Flag comes in. Deep pass intended to Braden Rose. And I think we got an interference call. Was that on number 2?
Pass interference, number 2 on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Result will be a first down.
Yeah, no spot foul in high school, just a 15. So Perfect Storm Renovations first down.
Well, I didn't love to see where.
Grabbed his right arm. I'll give him that.
I'll give him that. But yeah, I just didn't see it. I thought, maybe he really was bumping him down, but. And that was smart heads-up play. Quarterback threw that ball inside, and he started to come back inside for it, which probably did lead to that interference.
So life for the Vikings, trying to extend their lead going into the break. Trips to the right. Gahan is the sidecar. Well, get out of trips now. They'll hand it off to Reese. Taken down, 11-yard gain, 12-yard gain. Perfect Storm Renovations first down. Yes, they are inside the Kelly Mahindra red zone.
Nice job with this. You see just number 51 lead blocking for him, 54. Zach Chillick, the senior center, getting outside there and really helping his running back get that first down.
Dodonio breaks 2 tackles. Still on his feet, the quarterback to the goal line.
Ball came out.
Nope, they're going to call it down. Down at the 3. It is a Perfect Storm Renovations first down. The clock is rolling.
Great penetration right there. He's got him wrapped. He's just got to grab Jersey when he's doing that. That was big 69 in there. And they've just got, again, Tadonio was like, no, I'm not going to be denied.
Timeout West Scranton. Gahan set up in the Wildcat. 13 seconds remaining. West wants to set their defense now and get a drink, get hydrated. Riverside is tough. They can explode like that. They have playmakers all over. West is doing a good job, I think, on defense. The best they can do at this point.
They are. And, again, especially if they have 2 of their kids that went down with illness right now, they are doing a monumental job keeping this game in check and fighting tooth and nail.
So coming up in the Toyota Halftime Report, we'll check in with the Fox 56 News First at 10 crew, see what's going on and what's going to come up on the news tonight. Jan and I will be back. We'll have our check presentation to the West Scranton Invaders. We'll break down this first half. I was looking for an adjective. What would you call this first half? Dynamic, explosive, wild? Okay, we're going to go simple. Wild first half.
I mean, crazy play. I mean, bouncing off a helmet into his hand for a touchdown.
Getting one call back, going to the next play. It has been wild. Let's see what happens in the last 13 seconds. Number 2 lines up. He'll keep it to the end zone, and the Vikings score. No flags down. Touchdown, Riverside.
That's just the zone read right there. Nice job with the RPO coming across. He reads it, pulls it, keeps it for himself for that touchdown.
So the little onside pooch kick kind of backfires on West Scranton. Short field, 52 yards for Riverside. Needed 7 plays to go that distance and score. D'Amico in for the PAT. It's up and it is good. So 33 first half points put up for Riverside. Let's make that 34, excuse me. You know, what Jan is describing as a wild first half, a very long first half as well, and a hot, humid night in downtown Scranton.
Coach Armstrong, it looks like he's always coaching his kids up. It's hard to tell if he's happy or if he's excited or mad. He's just that, you can't read him unless you're on the sideline with him. But those kids down there, they love him, and they respond very well to his coaching style.
If you have dinner reservations for 9:30, you better cancel them. I'm just telling you right now, you won't be making it.
There's always the Glider Diner, I think, if they're still open.
Jan and I will get a breather. It's very hot and humid in our booth. No air coming through at all, so we're lucky we're standing up still. Well, actually, we're sitting down. But,
see the sweat on the back of my head, that's for sure.
So, Car Vision kickoff waiting for that. Now we need is a kickoff return for a touchdown, and I might leave. Elvis has left the room. Because
thank you very much.
What? We'll check on some scores, too, at halftime, give you updates when we see you back at the Toyota halftime report. Some big games tonight going on throughout the area. Teams will check in on our preseason top 10 as well. Car Vision kickoff. It's going to be a line drive. And 4 seconds left. Got to snap it if you're West. Davion Miller took that return. Well, West has made some mistakes. They've had some big plays, and they put up 19 points. And they will get the kickoff to begin the third quarter.
That's a saving grace right now. And again, Coach Monet is going to just tell his Q to take a knee. Let's get out of here. Let's regroup. And we've got a lot of work to do. Again, it's week 1, but we've seen some glimmers of beautiful football from the Invaders and the Vikings. They're just going to have to keep building as they go.
Berardi takes the knee, and that will do it. A long first half is in the books here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in downtown Scranton. Jan and I will get some water. We'll take a breath. You do the same. Coming up at the half, check in on the news, and then we'll be back with some stats and plenty of highlights here in the opening night of Friday Night Rivals.
Coach, you have to be incredibly pleased with how your team has played. It's week 1. What do you like from the first half?
I love the way we bounced back with adversity. West answered with a couple big plays from ours. We held our composure. We kept our poise, and finishing with the 2-minute drive. That's about our 6th 2-minute drive in the last 10 games to end a half or end a game. So our guys can really operate at a high level, and as long as we keep this going in the second half and playing fast and physical, this game's ours.
What's your message to them at the half?
Play with pride, play with poise. That's it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back with our halftime show. Stick with us.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime.
On behalf of Manuka Subaru and Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY, we're happy to present a check for $250 to Scranton School District. Dr. Renee Stevens, the principal for West Scranton, joining us before the game for the check presentation and donation from Manuka Subaru. We are back inside the booth, high atop Veterans Memorial Stadium. Bob, Jan, Amanda's on the field. We wiped the sweat off her brow. We're kind of composed, I think. Lot going on here in a game, 34-19 in the first game of the season. That's not too bad.
Now, if you want a high-scoring game, come here, tune in and watch the second half.
Riverside, 265 total yards as expected. Gahan, 107 receiving. They've had weapons all over the place, and they've been showcased.
And again, Coach Armstrong is using fresh legs, and he's spreading that ball around to what we've seen 4 different running backs now for him. Plus, then we have going deep and doing a great job receiving.
West Scranton, meanwhile, really big plays have really kept them in the game. They just have 17 plays for 190 yards. I say just 190, but 2 of those came on big pass plays, which we'll see in the highlights, and that's kept them in the game.
They've done a great job being resilient. They've got their backs to the wall, but they keep grinding out and big plays, and good things are happening.
Yeah, Vandusky, we missed that. We apologize. We missed that first touchdown because it happened so fast.
It did.
It's hard to tell 10 and 14, but he's got the 2 touchdown passes. He has 149 yards through the air alone. Maybe you leave him. He's a senior. So Coach Minetti bringing both quarterbacks in, trying to figure out who's going to have the hot hand.
Again, and it's the first game of the year. You're trying to make sure the kids are playing with some consistency. But, Bob, you just said it. You got to go with the hot hand.
They kept Hunter Baumgartner in check. He started out hot, running the ball, but so far, they haven't been able to get that running game, have the Invaders going.
The Invaders running game really is, they're keying on him, and their defense for the Vikings is doing a tremendous job stopping him. But Hunter Baumgartner is doing a nice job defensively. He's really making some great hits out there for the Invaders.
Well, plenty of highlights. Let's see, Ernie, if he threw them together the right way. Well,
I don't know if he had enough time.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights now. First, West Scranton, this is Barrier with the touchdown. And then Riverside comes right back, of course.
And
Tadanio on the ground. And this is Vandusky. This is when Knight Courier was wide open, a mistake in the Riverside secondary. He takes it 65 yards for the touchdown, and West was hanging in there.
And now they come right back. Riverside comes right back, and they're saying, thank you very much. The basketball star comes in with first touchdown, and now here we go, the Invaders. Another one. Watch this crazy play.
Boop.
Boom, ball bounces.
Boop.
Right, thank you. Number 2 for his second touchdown of the evening.
And for Vandusky, too.
And, again, keeping the Invaders in the game. But we're not going to stop there. Tadanio takes this ball literally into his own hands, and he scores a touchdown right before the half.
So that's where we are. 34-19 is the score. Good job, Ernie Mangoli, on the highlights. Teams are ready to come out. They'll have the 2 minutes left here, 3 minute of warm-ups before we can get things going. So what do you want to see? West's going to get the ball. Let's start with the Invaders.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to see from them to begin the third quarter?
I think they really need to just keep grinding away with the offense. Let's just start running the ball. Let's get Hunter Baumgartner, more involved with it. But we've seen they can throw the ball when they have the time. So, Coach Minetti, I know, they get the first game jitters and all that. That's over. That's done with now. Let's get back to the business at hand, and let's try to beat the Riverside Vikings.
And speaking of the Vikings, I think just more of the same, right? I mean, just keep grinding it. You have the offense going. Just got to stop giving up the big play.
And that's tough to do when you have an explosive team like that. But Riverside is well coached, and they're going to be well disciplined this second half. They're not going to make the same mistakes that happened in the first half.
So West Scranton taking a little bit of extra time, probably going through, settle them down. They had a couple guys sick on the sidelines. That's the first game. It's hot, it's humid on the field. Of course, then the conditioning comes in, you're running, and all this stuff, the excitement. What you eat before the game, all that comes in, right? I mean, it's the first
It really
game.
does. You try to make sure that the kids don't overeat because, again, they're not in school right now. So they're having their summer mentality going, which is hard to beat. And trying to get these kids back in now, I think Dr. Stevens said they don't start till September 4th.
September,
4th
Riverside and West Scranton both go after Labor Day.
So you're going to see that week 3 for them.
Yep.
It's going to be a little bit sluggish because now they're back into the school mode.
Right.
Getting up, getting there. Now they got school all day. Then they practice from 3 to 6 or whatever their time frame is. That's going to take a toll on them then.
Oh, the Invaders going to take the field, and we'll head down to Amanda with Coach Minetti, get his thoughts for the second half. Amanda? Okay, we'll get back down to Amanda. We'll see what Jake had to say. We'll take a break. When we come back, second half on the way here on the opening night of high school football. Back at Veterans Memorial Stadium, downtown Scranton. Lights are on. Electric City light not on yet. I don't see it in the distance. Oh yeah, I do. There it is. Sorry about that, folks. Beautiful night for high school football. Opening night here. Looking through the scores, Selinsgrove leaving Del Val. That's kind of a little bit of a surprise in a top 10 matchup. Mount Carmel beating North Schuylkill. They're at the half. We'll have Mount Carmel Dunmore next week.
Dunmore's up.
Yep. The Bucks over the Blue Devils. Right now, Valley View's taking the lead over Crestwood. Dallas is retaking the lead over Abington. So, you never know. First week, you don't know what's going to happen. They make adjustments. Second week is really when you really start to find out, I think, how these schools and teams are going to be.
The teams really start, and we always talk as coaches, the biggest gains that you can make in coaching are from week 1 to week 2. Obviously, the most important thing is that these kids come out of each game healthy.
Yep.
And then we just want to see, okay, offensively, line, this is what you've got to do better. Quarterback, you got to do your reads better. Running backs, ball security. All that stuff that you worked on in preseason and in camp, should start to pay off. The dividends should start forming weeks 2 through 10.
So, Santino D'Amico gets ready for the Car Vision Nissan kickoff. Robinson and Knight Gurrier back to receive. And the second half about to get underway. Here about 8:40 Eastern time here in Scranton.
Wow.
Look out with the speed from Gurrier. Big return, just what the doctor ordered. And he's dragged down at the 1-yard line. What a night for this senior.
Bob, we talk about always stress and harp upon the fact, watch this return. Watch this speed that this young man possesses. And he just turns it to the outside. And he's just going. Beats one tackle right there. Number 15 just played it smart and just played on his inside hip and brought him down. Saved that touchdown.
Get him some oxygen. Another big play from number 2. 82-yard return. First and goal inside the Kelly Mahindra red zone for the Invaders. Trying to get back in this one 13 seconds into this second half.
Well, we always say special teams is 1/3 of the game, and it can really sway momentum very quickly, as we just saw.
Berardi as the quarterback. Can't get in, just short for the 6'2 junior.
Nice sportsmanship there. You see big number 74 for the Invaders helping them up. Riverside's D tackle up right in there. Look at him just squeeze that in there. That ball is just, I think they're going to put it at the 1 foot line.
Yep, they are. 6'2", 215 junior. I give him the ball. He's a big boy. Get behind a big offensive line. Should take it right in.
We saw that he has the patience to do that. Allow the center to take on the nose. Allow the guards to pitch down a little bit. Give you some room to wedge it.
Low snap. Lucky to get that. He dives in, and he's in. The Invaders score. 1:03 into the third quarter on a big kickoff return. Berardi takes it in.
Again, a low snap. Honestly, I would rather see him under the center at that point, being 6'2", 215 pounds. But hey, Coach Minetti knows what he's got there, and they're going to clean that stuff up. Like I said, the bad snaps are going to have to be eliminated.
Cole in for the PAT. Big rush flag in on the PAT as Cole was run over. Looked like that might have been big number Tavion Branch. Now it should be assessed on the kickoff.
Correct.
We'll get the call. We'll head down to Amanda, who had a chance to talk to Coach Minetti. And I'm going to say, Amanda, Amanda's going to say, I think we need a big play. And No, what is he doing here? Let's see what the call is from Jim Miller.
To the far, roughing the kicker. Half the distance, retry the point.
Okay, they're going to retry it. He's going to go for 2.
Okay.
So Amanda will wait 1 second to go down to Amanda. Both teams are going to trot back out on the field.
I like this. I mean, you never want to take points off the board, but yeah. I'm laughing to myself because I just said I'd like to see him under center. He's 6'2", get a great push up there.
Okay, so it's at the 2-yard line for the PAT. This to cut it to a 7-point lead. Do you like this at this point to get it back to 7? And there's the personal foul.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that.
Nope.
Again, you're coached to dive in front of the ball, not at the kicker. So, and it wasn't a cheap shot. It's just, it's high school kids being high school football players.
This could get it to a 7-point deficit. Quarterback right behind the center. Jake Manetti with the call. It's good. And we have a 7-point game. Now, let's go down to Amanda and see what Jake Manetti had to say, Amanda.
Well, guys, whatever he said to his team, they listened. They responded. They came out here and did exactly what they needed to do. And, he said they just really need to stay focused in this second half. And, I asked him, I said, some of the kids are hurting over here. They're sick. But he said, it's hot, it's humid, and it is. It wasn't this hot and humid during camp. It was a bit cooler, so they're adjusting. It's week 1. They're getting all the nerves out, too. So he said they got it in them for one more half to try to get it done, and they're still in this game.
They're absolutely into this game, Amanda. Sorry it took us so long to get down to you, but but yes, they are certainly in the game. Number 2 has kept them in the game. 3 big plays from him. Here's the PAT.
Look at this. He gets a head full of steam, and there was actually a nice gap in there. The center guard gap right there between Chillick and Scody right there. Nice job for him to get in there for that 2-point conversion. Cut this deficit down to 7 points. Very manageable, but there's a ton of time on the board. It's going to fall on the Invaders defense now to try to swing that momentum.
Car Vision Nissan kickoff from Cole, little poocher. They're trained to get it back to their guys. They get it back to O'Brien. Good special teams. And they'll bring them down. Shamir Lyons takes them down. Riverside will have the ball at their own 40.
They must see something in here that they want. But watch this hole open up to your right, folks. Right there. Boy, if he turned that up. But again, it's easier said than done.
So Tadanio back on as the quarterback, number 2. Big first half from him. On the ground, 50 yards rushing, 109 through the air. Just a junior. He'll keep it. And there's the West defense playing inspired football now. Kyle Shea takes him down.
Well, Kyle Shea was in on that, and we saw how well these guys can play defense when they get a chance. Nice job shedding that block on the end. Big number 74, like we said, Kyle Shea. Number 6, I know he's right there. Number 21, they're getting that blue jersey, that blue gang going on defense.
Folks, all these players pretty much on the field play both ways, so remember that. Offense and defense.
Fourth quarter, we'll see which team's better condition.
Absolutely. Gahan and Durant. Oh, what a hit.
Number 4, Shamir Lyons, the junior. 5'4", 140 pounds. Watch him come flying out like a cannonball in here. Here he comes. Boom! Nice job. He takes him down low because he knows, that he's not going to be able to physically match up with him, getting that shoulder pad into shoulder pad.
4-on-4. Big third down now for both teams. West with a little momentum off that kickoff return and ensuing touchdown. Time for Tadanio. Brings it out there and trying to hit Kostoff downfield. No flags down, and here comes the punt team for the Vikings.
Yeah, they did the crossing patterns. They came out in a balanced set. Crossed, you know, left side went to right side went to left side. He actually had the man open right crossing the linebacker zone, but he didn't see it.
So D'Amico in what I believe is only his first punt tonight, or maybe his second. Second, thank you.
Low punt.
Low kick hit a Viking early, so didn't get a Riverside roll. And they're going to down it right inside around the 26-yard line. So here comes the West offense back out.
Dominic D'Angelo heads up play there to just pounce on that ball. But again, now Riverside has decent field position. Let's see what they can do, put a nice drive together.
So the two quarterback system working for Jake Minetti, both seniors, Berardi and Vandusky. It's Vandusky that will come in on this series. He has the 2 touchdowns tonight through the air.
That's just, I mean, again, they snuck that one in on us, Bob. I mean, all of a sudden we just thought it was Berardi, and it's not, and he's doing a great job in there. There's another beautiful ball.
Knight Courier gets into the secondary, making 4 touchdowns tonight for number 2.
Well, Amanda spoke to Coach Minetti right before the half, and she said whatever he spoke to them, spoke to the team about, it's working. These kids did not come out. They didn't quit. Look at that. Bad snap. The ball's on the ground. And he gets a nice spot, catches them in stride.
Well, Knight Courier ran track last year for this Invader team, and you can see why. He's got some quick feet.
He's got some jets, as we'd say, and that makes sense why he did that when he was going for his second touchdown, when he did that sprinter's finish, crossing the finish line.
Okay, so a 1-point game. Now, we're in the third quarter, 9:04 left. West Scranton scored twice. They're going to go for 2. So Berardi is in at quarterback. They're not going to go for the PAT and the tie. We're going to go for the lead. And they're going to run Berardi again a la Tim Tebow, and he's going nowhere. So a 1-point game. 9:04 left here in the third. We'll take a timeout. We'll take a breath. We got a wild one in the Electric City.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. It's a close one here. It's a 1-point game, and we are with the West Scranton Invaders cheerleader team for our Perfect Storm student section. Go West!
Well, a lot to cheer for the Invaders cheerleaders, as Riverside has a good kickoff return. Here we'll see it again.
They just get that wall going, and you see a wall of white in there, and then it just keeps, look at that, just keeps chugging along in there. Number 33 doing a real nice job.
So the offense back out. 2 touchdowns here so far for the Invaders early on in this third. Little swing pass out to Gahan. And he's going to get taken down by a horse collar for the figure law first down.
You'll see Shamir, number 4, Shamir Lyons comes flying in. He just didn't have the good angle on him, and he's just hanging on for dear life was number 21.
Gonna fall, horse collar. Number 21 Blue will tack on 15 yards. Shocker.
And that was against Ryan Evans, the senior, 5'9", 180-pound linebacker.
So already a 14-yard game, add on more, and we're suddenly inside Invader territory for the Vikings. They can strike quick. Cottle back in the backfield now. Out quickly to Rogers. Rogers taken down after a 3-yard gain.
Again, Xavier Miller, I keep singing his praises. The 6 foot, 155-pound senior doing a nice job from his corner position, peels off the wide receiver, and makes a nice ankle tackle there to make sure he can't get any more yardage.
One thing I've noticed tonight, Riverside doesn't throw the ball downfield that much. It's been swing pass,
swing
it. And when they have tried to go downfield, except for that pass interference, they haven't been able to. Where West, they have 3 big plays.
Well, Coach Armstrong's philosophy on this is he wants to get his best athlete one-on-one with them.
Blitz. Donadio goes downfield. Great catch down there by Cottle for the figure law first down.
His ankle, I think.
And I think Donadio is down.
Hoping it's just a cramp.
Maybe. That's what they're doing. Looks like a cramp.
Good discipline by number 44 there. Yeah, that's a cramp because you can see how he pulled up. But he still made the pass in the connection. And again, in high school, once you catch it, if you're down, you're down. You can't get back up.
So Reese Gahan is actually the backup quarterback. We saw him warming up before the game.
Well, he'll have to come in and take one snap right now. Unless, if I know Coach Armstrong, he probably has a Wildcat play designed just for this occasion.
So the junior QB down with some cramps here. 7:44 in the third. West with 2 scores already. 72nd meeting between these two schools and school districts. And we'll take a look at what Riverside has the rest of this season. Mid-Valley with a nice showing tonight against Lackawanna Trail. The Lackawanna Conference play Mahanoy area. Have that big game with Old Forge, and then end with Holy Cross.
They've got some challenges in there. Susquehanna's always tough. Trail's tough. Well, we know Dunmore's going to be tough. And Lakeland, talking with Coach Paul Archek during the media, he feels pretty confident in his team this year. He knows he's got a lot of kids that we're replacing, but they also have a lot of experience because of the scores of their games.
Oh, Riverside, definitely one of the favorites in District 2 AA, you would think, along with Dunmore. The Gahan will keep it. And the pass is short to O'Brien. He faked the run and twisted around and couldn't make the pass downfield.
That's tough for, your starting quarterback to do, but when you have your backup quarterback coming in to try to do that kind of trickery or misdirection, it's tough because you got to get your feet set to make that pass.
So Gahan will remain, I don't want to call it Wildcat because he is the backup quarterback. He will keep it in a nice hole up the middle for Gahan to the end zone. Is he in?
Touchdown.
What, did you see the hands go up?
Yeah, the official on the Riverside came in with his hands up.
So touchdown Vikings. Gahan.
Boy, that parted like the Red Sea in there. Look at this. There's daylight in there. Nice job.
So a nice run by Gahan. Riverside keeps the lead. They'll extend it. Yeah, he's in.
Yep.
And the PAT on the way. So D'Amico kicks it up and through. And we'll stay right here. 8-point advantage now for Riverside after Gahan's touchdown of the night. And Riverside methodically just goes down 54 yards, 5 plays, and a penalty in there as well.
A big penalty.
Yeah.
That really brought a lot of real estate for him. And we just saw that we panned back to Westside, but Riverside, I'm sure Coach Armstrong right now is let's squib the ball. Let's not kick it deep to number 2 again. The Invaders assistant coaches are counting up to make sure they have 11 guys out there. You don't want to get flagged for a knucklehead penalty like that. Kids get really excited. They'll jump in just trying to help their team out, and sometimes it backfires.
McGawhan's got 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air tonight. Now it's 41-33. In a slow-moving game here in downtown Scranton, an opening night of high school football. Jan's dinner plans going to be changed.
I got to make
He was
sure.
expecting we'll be out of here at 9:15.
Yeah, normally, but that's all right. I guess I just have to fight Jonathan Gumble or Ernie Mignoni or Tyler off for that extra pizza down there.
I guess Carvision Nissan kickoff, Squibber. They're not going to give it to number 2, and that's probably safe, but hey, number 6. Miller says, I have speed as well, inside Viking territory, sets up West Scranton at the 33-yard line.
Well, Coach Armstrong is going to be doing a lot of special teams this week with his kickoff team. This has been hurting them all evening. And again, great vision. Look at where his ball security is. Proper hand, proper placement. Dips his shoulder right in here. Like to see that second hand on the ball so nothing bad happens when you have such a good return like that.
Well, the return is going to be called back. Penalty down, a flag, holding against West. Will negate that good run, and the ball will be placed at the 36-yard line, but their own 36 for the Invaders this time. So instead of being on the Riverside 36, it is on the West Scranton 36. For this for this drive in the third quarter. So Berardi is back at the quarterback. Baumgartner, haven't called his name that much.
And another flag.
And another flag comes in, and he's knocked out, no gain on the play.
He tried bouncing that to the outside, but the outside contained from the Vikings was right there.
Holding, number 74 on the offense. 10-yard penalty, it'll be first down.
That's the senior Shea, the only returner on that line, called for the hold. Well, Baumgartner bounced it outside, and there you saw he wouldn't let the guy go.
Great job by number 3. J.J. Rogers, the 6-foot, 155-pound junior for Riverside, really just did a nice job grabbing that leg and not letting go.
Okay, folks, number 10's in the game. His last 3 passes have been touchdown passes. That's all I'm going to say.
And Coach Manetti's hoping the mojo keeps going.
Let's see what he does. Now he's going to swing it out to Baumgartner, trying to get a block, and he does. Up past the 30. Get some of that yardage back.
Nice swing pass here. They do a nice job setting that up. The receivers do a nice job coming inside to, I don't want to say pick because you can't do that, but they're coming inside to shield so the receiver can get to the outside.
So one of the new rules this year, you saw the hold. The holding penalty will actually go from the line of scrimmage, not where the hold was. And minus 10.
That's one of the points of emphasis. As we found out at the Schuylkill League, also they're not going to tolerate any of the players talking back to the officials.
So Baumgartner up, brings up third, about 6 now.
I like what Coach Manetti's doing here. He's going to get his biggest, strongest guy in there and start pounding the ball on them in the third and fourth quarter to see how they can physically stop him. Well, they went from that line of scrimmage with the hold. I mean, they've got that yardage back. Now it's just third and very manageable, third and medium.
Coach Manetti and Jim Miller, our referee, having some discussion about something. Knocked down, that was Van Dusky, who was the quarterback. Got to keep track now. And here comes the punt team, I believe, for West Scranton. And we injured Invader down.
Well, in that replay, you'll see that there's a ton of white jerseys. They're just blitzing the gaps right now, and the Invaders' offensive line is not picking it up.
Miller is down.
Coach Manetti concerned about his players. I don't know if he felt that was a cheap shot, but
Well, we thought the first half was slow.
Well, player injury, he's okay. He's getting up on his own accord, which is good to see. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, right there. Yeah, head to head or something. Yeah, going for the ball. Helmet to helmet. So 4th down.
Coach Armstrong telling them now, look, it's their punting. Stay off the punter. Maintain gap integrity. Make sure you guys hold them up at the line of scrimmage so we can get a good return.
Good time for a fake?
No.
I don't either. Cole has a good leg. He had a 60-some yard punt in the first half. So I think you try to pin him back. Riverside doesn't even have anybody back to receive the kick.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Are you using your hands and toes?
They're missing some. They're missing their left tackle.
Oh boy, they have to call timeout too with special.
Or right tackle.
Right
Teams, tackle.
Yeah. So this third quarter is going by very slow. So time now to take at our schedule. Jan can check some scores out. And I'll tell you, next week we'll have our preseason ranked number 6 team at Dunmore, ranked number 9. Last check, both teams were winning. That will be next week. Then the following week, we head out to Loyalsock. Lancers, one of 3 teams to beat the Tigers last year. And I know Southern Columbia looking for some revenge.
Well, Southern's up 50-0, so they're sending a statement to the state again this year that they're back and ready to go.
Well, they won the state title last year despite 3 losses.
Yes.
And then we'll be back right here in the same spot. Hopefully it's a little bit cooler up here as our 9th, as Scranton Prep ranked number 5 is at Scranton.
Well, Lackawanna Trails beating Mid-Valley 35-13. Jersey Shore 54-7. Dallas 21-21 with Abington.
The Cole into kick. Nice hanging. Not the distance, but gets some height. Does get a big roll. Big, huge roll for the Invaders, and I don't know why there's a Riverside player there.
They did that earlier in the game, too.
West did.
I stand corrected. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, when you say fire and you see this, get out of the way.
Yeah, Mount Carmel 27-13 over North Schuylkill. Del Val tied it up with Selinsgrove.
Yeah. Valley View Crestwood tied. Chickalamy will see them this year against Selinsgrove in the River Rivalry. They're leading Central Columbia 14-7. Jim Kaiser's team down there in District 4. Paw Pack over Honesdale, a bit of a shock there.
Yeah.
And Scranton and Wilkes-Barre dueling it out. The Knights with a 1-point lead over the Wolfpack. So Riverside back out, 8-point lead. Gahan remained the quarterback, and Gahan's off to the races.
Look at that juke.
Reese Gahan all the way inside. Invader territory. Well, look at it again.
We talk about the next man up mentality, and wow, this young man has taken the reins offensively, not only as receiver, but as a quarterback too. Look at that. Doing a nice job throwing that big body of his around, making the Invaders pay for it when they try to tackle him.
41 yards, and he's cramping. So, trainers are going to get their pay tonight.
You never want to see them. I mean, they'll gladly run out there if it's a cramp. I mean, that's they're very happy. They can breathe a sigh of relief with that.
Well, if that's Gahan and Tadanio was back out, we'll have to look for number 2. He was cramping. We'll have to see who's going to be the QB and take the snap. I mean, Harry Armstrong plans for a lot, but
well, remnants of a divisional game last year, Bob, in the NFC, when you're down to your 3rd quarterback. So
the Niners, right?
Yes, sir.
And the Eagles. Well, anyway, it was a figure law for him first down. That's good news for Riverside. Bad news is that Gahan's cramping up.
Boy, they really are slugging it out down there, Wilkes-Barre. 28-27. What a great game. Not as exciting as ours, that's for sure. One of the things I think the officials could do, they'll probably, I would imagine, maybe stop some point in the fourth quarter to give the kids a water break. And because they're going to, by that fourth quarter, they're going to be either that or drinking pickle juice real soon.
Andy Reid.
He's up. That's good to see. He's walking off.
I don't think they sell pickle juice over the Turkey Hill across the street. Because if they do, I'm ordering it.
We might have to go over and get some too.
Now, is the pickle juice dill or sweet?
Probably dill.
I like the sweet, but
well, you know, to each his own. That's for sure. This is a beautiful facility down here in Scranton, but the press box, Bob, like you said, we are shedding some pounds, I think, tonight. You know.
Well, I can afford to lose some.
Yeah, you and me both.
Okay, so let's see. I don't see Tadanio. I don't
Number
see Gaughan.
5.
And Casey O'Brien now is going to take the snaps. So Riverside down to the third QB. And O'Brien's going to throw it, and Shea got him from behind. Who has it in the scrum?
I thought I saw numbers big 7'5", Tavian Branch. I thought I saw him jump on it. Yep.
He did. But what a play from the West defense, putting the rush on.
And hitting him from the backside. And again, a gutsy call. You put a third-string quarterback in there to throw it right away. And big number 7'4", Kyle Shea, who we've said his name quite a few times tonight, 6'2", 260 pounds, does a nice job. Relentless pursuit. That's what we want to teach as defensive ends.
But how do they put number 5 in and then say throw the ball? This time he'll keep it. West reads it. All they have to do is take him down. They do. Host of Invaders there. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and long.
Nice job. Watch this in here. I thought for sure he had this, but look at that. Reaching out, number 70, nice job. Do a better job, 44. Let's go. Wrap him up. You got him by the ankle. Great job. Get up. You're saying, that's me, man. That's me. Great job defensively by the Invaders.
I'm sure the Invaders realize the quarterback is not in there, that number 5 hasn't been there. So they're just going to put the pressure on him. Let's see if they blitz now or just rush 4. They do blitz on the outside. O'Brien with a nice pass downfield and just out of the reach of Cottle down there, or excuse me, J.J. Rogers.
Well, he's got athletes down there at Riverside. Look at that. That's a nicely thrown ball for your third-string quarterback who really got that right arm wrong on that first hit that when he tried to throw that first pass.
Corp Armstrong's probably thinking, I want to punt. Like, I don't have a quarterback yet. They're on the sidelines getting pickle juice. Or Buster. Remember we saw Mustard, too?
We saw who? Yeah.
Nice little.
Oh, that was at Lakeland.
Yes. Robinson.
Oh, he just
tripped up. Turf Monster. Or O'Brien. Well, let's see if Robinson gets up. Yeah, he's just saying, oh, what happened there? I had the lane on the outside. So West offense back out at the 16. Trailing by 8. And Robinson now is down.
I was thinking
he's cramping up. Yep.
Yes, he is. I mean, when you laying on your belly, I thought he was pleading his case to the official. But no, boy. Well, I was teasing the West trainers right before the start of the game. I said, I hope you have a nice, quiet game this evening. And for the most part, they've had it. And again, cramps are just part of the game, unfortunately, when we have this type of heat and humidity. Well, Danville on the roll, 53-0 in the fourth quarter over Bloomsburg. Crestwood Valley View locked, 14 in the fourth. Del Val trailing by a touchdown, 21-14.
So here's what the Invaders will face now. Doesn't get any easier. Next Saturday, they'll play Prep. Or excuse me, Friday night. That's right. Prep's playing at Dunmore this year, so they'll get a Friday night game. Then they have their Bell game. That is a Saturday. Dallas, very tough. Hazelton's tough. I mean, the rest of the schedule is not a breeze. And really, think about, you say Dunmore tough last game. West played Dunmore tough last year at their last game of the season.
Very again, and Mid Valley's having a nice game tonight. Lakeland, Honesdale, Western Wayne, they don't have breather room. They have to stay healthy. They have to play it game by game. They can't look past anybody. And if they are looking past anybody on the schedule, I'd love to know who they're looking past. All right, he's up and running off on his own. That's good.
Okay, so Robinson off. An attrition game tonight, like who's going to be last standing? We're not even in the fourth quarter yet. It's just the third.
And I just did a real quick count. West has about 40 kids, but of those 40 kids, 6 of them don't have shoulder pads on. So they already were 6 people down. Riverside, not many more either.
So I see Tadonio and Gahan over there up and moving as West carries it up for a couple-yard gain for Baumgartner, who should be a little fresh. I mean, he's playing defense as well. So we'll have to check on the quarterback situation from Riverside the best we can.
Van Dusky's still taking the snaps. Got the play call from Coach Minetti.
Swing pass to Baumgartner. Has running room. Has a figure law first down. Move the chains for the Invaders.
Bob, you had said we didn't see too much of that young man in the first half. I guess his game plan was let's run him the second half, keep him fresh, and use that big strength that he has. Nice job. Keep this drive going for the Invaders, possibly to tie this game up.
So Van Dusky remains in the game. Baumgartner threw a couple arm tackles. Comes up a couple yards.
Well, they keep attacking.
Oh, now
Go ahead.
He wants to get out. See him tapping his head.
They keep running. That was a play right before this with Baumgartner catching that swing pass, and then they went to him on the outside zone right there. You'll see it. Great job, Ernie. Thank you. He's just, he's going to the outside. The offensive linemen are not really sealing up inside, so they really can't do too much inside. And when I say that, what do? They bring it back. Berardi.
Yep.
They go right up the gut with them to gain 3 yards. And there's a Riverside player down.
Tough night tonight for both teams. I didn't get a number yet on this Riverside injury, or if it's cramps, so we'll don't want to speculate.
I don't know if that was Najee Scott Holt or not. I saw a 3 real quick when he rolled over, but I couldn't see what the other number was.
Okay, we're still in the third quarter. I just want to keep reminding people. You can see it on the scoreboard. It is true. Third quarter. A lot of injuries, a lot of cramping, a couple big scores. West came out on fire, put it within 1. They went for 2. Didn't get that. Riverside responded. That's the score we have now, an 8-point advantage for the Vikings over the Invaders. Bob Ide, Jan Cechek, Amanda Kuhl, opening night of high school football.
Dallas came back 28-21 in the fourth quarter.
Well, the way things are going, we should get some finals in. So let's take a look at Lackawanna. Let's break down the Lackawanna Football Conference Division 1. And we'll come back to that after the next cramp.
Old Forge down 35-6 to Dunmore. Chris.
Okay. So it's a third down play for West. Clock's rolling. And Berardi is the quarterback, number 14. Baumgartner back in. Let's see what they have in store. Quarterback keeper. Dives forward, and I think is going to get the step and a figure law first down. Move the chains for West.
Here we go. They just take the big guy, and they said, thank you very much. Yep, and he fell forward for that. Oh, no.
No, they're not measuring
no,
either.
It's third and very short.
This may be, we got to measure this, don't you think?
I think they should give the courtesy, especially with the way the kids are cramping up.
Yeah.
Take a little bit of extra time.
Jim Miller going to measure this one. We don't see a lot of
measurements. Let the quarter
anymore.
run.
Yeah.
No, there's no measurement. Coach Minetti looking for an explanation on that.
So the quarter's ended. There's zeros on the clock. They're going to measure. We'll take time out. We'll go to break. We'll come back up. I think we'll see what the measurement was. I don't want to speculate right there. There's the score. Fourth quarter on the way, I promise. It's a first
down. Buy a credit card.
West has the ball. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. We're at Scranton Memorial Stadium where Riverside leads West Scranton 41-33 with 1 quarter of football to play. Now it's time to meet tonight's Figured Law Firm Scholar Athletes. Every week, we are going to meet 2 athletes, one from each school, that are the best and brightest in their class, both on the fields and in the classroom. So tonight's Scholar Athletes from Riverside, we have Zachary Chilek. He is on the football team, the track and field team. He's a member of National Honor Society and Student Council, and he's also in Envirothon and the German Club. He volunteers at the Scranton Marathon, and he plans on attending college to major in mechanical engineering. And from West Scranton, Celia Emiliani. She is her class president. She's the tennis captain, a member of the basketball, track, and softball teams. She's also a member of the National Honor Society, the Scholastic Bowl team, and the Spanish Club. She plans on attending college next year to major in international business. Bob, Jan, every week I look forward to meeting the Scholar Athletes, and it's always such a pleasure before the game to get to meet these kids.
We get a chance to meet the best of each school and what they represent and how hard they work to achieve those goals.
Absolutely. Flag comes in. Berardi up for a couple. Let's see if this is a hold. Came from the side judge.
There's a bunch of blue jerseys standing around, so absolutely this is going to be a holding call. Unfortunately, Coach Manetti's going to be a little frustrated with that. That's what happens when kids are getting tired, too.
Yeah, right, exactly. Can't move your feet.
Offense, number 70. We're going to replay the down.
So Joe Perry, the junior, called for that. So again, it's a goes from the line of scrimmage now this year.
Yep, and we have a change in quarterback. Danny Van Dusky coming back in, the 5'10", 165-pound senior.
Well, he's had the hot hand with the long passes tonight. Let's see if they can get number 2 open. It is a fly. Nope, they're going to go down the middle, and they set up the screen. Baumgartner with a nice catch. Another flag comes in.
That was a great job by, I'm trying to get the number, 87 on defense there. Richie Kostoff from his linebacker position, peeled back, turned around, turned and spun, and he makes that tackle. That would have been a huge gain. Now we got another Riverside player down.
Looks like more cramping for the Viking player. Officials timeout after another hold. And second down and a long way for West, officially 26 yards.
Bob, all the years I coached, I never had anything for second and 24.
Well, if Van Dusky's in there, right, just throw it up for number 2. I mean, come on. God. Let's take a look at Division I, the Lackawanna Football Conference. In no particular order, there you see the classes. These are just the teams. You would think Del Val Prep, Scranton, Valley View, Wallenpaupack, North Pocono, Abington, but Abington playing well tonight. But, you know, top of the heap, you would think Delaware Valley and Prep right now. Anyway, right? But
Del Val's not doing well against Schick right now, or Selinsgrove, excuse me.
Yep. Prep plays tomorrow against Lakeland, Valley View with Crestwood tonight. Scranton and Wilkes-Barre going back at it. North Pocono
was down.
They
were down.
Abington fighting with Dallas on a Friday night.
And I'll tell you what, we watched that Abington game last year. It's 28-21 at Dallas over Abington in the fourth quarter. We watched them last year at North Pocono, and they just had 3 mistakes that cost them the game. And Coach Reps just knows that the kids were young. They know that they're going to be rebounding, and they're coming out with a purpose this year.
And we also knew Selinsgrove was going to be good. We ranked them in our top 10. Well, they're beating Del Val late in the fourth by 14. So they'll move up in our standings.
Loyal Sock is creeping up in front of Berks Catholic, 25-21.
There it is, Van Dusky down and almost caught. Knight Gurrier looking for the penalty. Couldn't pull that one in, but nice arm Van Dusky, though.
He really does. I'll tell you what, when he steps into that pass, he really can unleash it, and that was a 40-yard pass downfield like it was nothing.
You get those outside guys with the speed, and they have it. You're going to get a couple big plays. So Dunmore is going to have a win. Trail is going to pull out a victory. Nanticoke beat Carbondale. Final in. Okay, so timeout Riverside. 10:27 left in the fourth. So Riverside calls timeout. See, Gahan now looks like he's stretching a little bit. He may come back in. Tadonio still on the sideline over there. So the heat, humidity of an opening night late in August taking its toll on the Vikings. They still have an 8-point lead. Seemed like 3 hours ago. Oh, we did start 3 hours ago. So,
well, this has been a very marathon type of a game here tonight. And again, the injury or the cramping is what's contributing to it. This is tough to watch in terms of these kids that keep going down, key kids. So we've got to make sure that they stay healthy and stay hydrated. And the referees are going to have to do something about that too, in terms of give them an extra break in there to prolong the game.
So third down, very long. Van Dusky in. Bad snap. He just heaves it downfield, in and out of the hands. He was going to be out of bounds anyway.
And that's their cornerback now. He's down.
Xavier Miller was the intended receiver coach. And now we have He snaps back up, and the punt team will come in.
Well, that's one thing that they're going to have to work on from week 1 to week 2 are those snaps. Like I've said that all game. They've been very low, and they've been fortunate on most of them. That one hurt Van Dusky in terms of that he didn't have time to get his feet set, and he threw that one into double coverage.
Gahan back in to receive it. He's creeping his way back. If I was him, I'd move back further. Almost like a pooch kick. Hit a Riverside player. West has the ball. We talked about it all night long. You got to get out of that way. Joe Gahan hit his leg, I believe. And it is West Scranton ball. We talked about special teams and talked about it. You got to get out of the way.
See it right there.
Because you don't know where the ball's going to be.
That's why footballs bounce funny. We say that all the time. And again, poison, or Bob, you even mentioned fire early. Get away from it. There's no reason for you to be back there. If you're not going to field it, get away.
Harry Armstrong has to be beside himself, and the special teams coach for Riverside. West Scranton has life. They have the ball inside Viking territory. Nice push from the offensive line. Nice gain from Baumgartner.
They really did a great job on that one, pushing it out. Baumgartner was very patient in there running, and he picked and ran, and I think he got a nice 6 yards on that. You'll see it right here. Great job in the booth there, guys. Thank you. Look at that. A host of blue jerseys looking for a white jersey to hit. And again, nice job there by our spotlight player of the game.
Well, you talked about the fourth quarter, and it will be down to who is the strongest. Good tackle on the inside.
Really a short gain on that one. And you saw Hunter Baumgartner really trying to go second effort in there. Watch it as he gets in there. He cuts back. Watch that little, just trying to pull that guy across, and he did. He got an extra yard on that.
Tamani Petit in, number 17. So both coaches going deep on their bench tonight.
See the offensive lineman for the Invaders, they're starting to get a little tired now. But, Bob, you said earlier, these young men are going both ways. So now they can understand why the coaches are so hard on them when it comes to conditioning.
2 plays to get 3 yards. Vandusky's in the quarterback. Baumgartner breaks out. And touchdown West. Within 2 now. 8:44 left in the fourth. Number 11's first of the game, and it's a big one.
That was a great run by that young man. Watch what the offensive line does. Nice job. They did that counter action where they pulled the left guard to the right, and he came back to where the guard was. Nice play drawn up there. Hands the ball to the official like, yep, Hunter Baumgartner's like, another day in West Scranton.
If Riverside goes on to lose this game, that play in special teams will come back to haunt them.
Well, special teams has been a bugaboo the entire game. 2 touchdowns, well, were created because of great returns.
So Vandusky is at quarterback. Lions behind him. They're going to throw it. Oh. Almost caught by Evans. And if he did, we'd have a tie game. Instead, Riverside's up by 2. Take a deep breath, everyone. 8:44 left. This game's not over. We'll be right back. Carvision Nissan kickoff. Joshua Williams does the kicking this time.
Riverside's going to see if they can get it. Oh, they got a great return here.
Koto
ball came out.
It up. West has the ball.
Number 4 on the recovery, Shamir Lyon.
Wow. What a great return. But a great job by the special teams, again, costing Riverside.
And again, this is what Riverside's done. They toss it to their best return guys, even when it's kicked short. Let's see who punches. Right in there. Oh, I can't see who that
we
was.
didn't see a number. I don't know if Bernie can slow it down, but now we got another injury.
Yep. Cramp time.
Yeah.
Yep. Here we go. Let's see who, again, the Riverside player does a great job coming in here, and you see that he will punch the ball out.
Coming up right there. 4?
Single number?
Yeah, 4. No, 8.
8. Number 8.
Aiden Spindler. Famous last name in West Scranton with a big play tonight. Of course,
Wow.
Spindler, Mark Spindler, big-time player for West. His son, Rocco, will start on the offensive line tomorrow for Notre Dame. Big recruit out of Michigan.
Holy smokes, that's awesome.
So, big connection there. A lot of people on the west side of town in Scranton. We'll be watching that tomorrow afternoon.
And that's always such a great rivalry game, Notre Dame-Navy. I mean, and they're playing in Ireland, so.
Well, we are going to try and make it, but we're not going to
Well,
make it.
we're going to miss our flight, that's for sure, because the way this game's rolling.
West has the ball at their own 39-yard line. And there's number 8 with a huge play tonight, knocking the ball out of Cottle's hand. They recover, so another turnover for Riverside. It's cost them tonight. Berardi back in at quarterback. Viking defense right there, swarming. Trying to knock the ball out. Helmet comes off.
It was a lot of running and effort for just 1 yard. But again, Hunter Baumgartner, our Toyota Spotlight player of the game, you know, he look at him. He's ready to roll, but he has to come out because his helmet came off.
Clock rolling. We're under 8 in the 4th.
Bob, if you told me the first game was going to be a minimum of 80 points, I would have said you're nuts.
I don't think we've had ever a game like this. Oh, big hit. Kostov
Great job.
read that. The middle linebacker came shooting in.
He just ate them up, baby.
Lions had nowhere to go. It's going to be on the Riverside defense to hold West Scranton back.
With plays like that, Kostov does a great job. No, I mean, it was a delayed blitz. He came in, and he just swallowed them up whole.
Good news for Riverside fans. Gahan is back. He's playing defense. Berardi back in. Whips it down. Connects.
Wow, Miller.
About a yard short. Good connection. Great catch by Miller. 2 yards short. Coach Minetti, what do you do?
He's going for it. Come on, 6 minutes and running. We've got momentum on our side. Let's do it.
So Berardi has been running the ball, usually on this play. Let's see if they go back to it or maybe something different.
Play clock winding down, 10 seconds. They got plenty of time.
Yeah, Baumgartner is on the bench, by the way. Berardi, nowhere to go. Flag comes in. He's not going to make it. Great tackle from Riverside.
But that defense was flowing fast.
Puzalowski made the tackle. If this is holding, you would think you decline it, right?
Yep, make them punt.
Well, it was 4th down.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me.
So turnover on downs.
On the offense. Penalties declined. 1st down.
See, again, that bad snap. I keep talking about that because, again, I used to play center, and that would drive – my coaches would chew my head off if I had one bad snap in a game. It's been consistently low, and that really takes away from the quarterback's timing.
Well, when the Riverside defense needed to come up big, they came up huge, Jan.
They really have, Bob.
Big stop there off the turnover. West has capitalized twice tonight on the turnovers into touchdowns. Not that time. So let's take a look at Division II quickly as we have time. Another injury. Here you see West Scranton, the only 5A team in Division II. Western Wayne won tonight. Honesdale was losing. Lakeland plays tomorrow. Dunmore with a big win. And Mid-Valley was hanging in there against Trail. So, you know, predictions, I would say Dunmore in there. And then Lakeland. But Dunmore the favorite in Division II, you would think.
Absolutely,
Lackawanna
especially
Football
Coach McHale's got the Bucks going, and they're. I watched them against Dallas. They were really doing some nice things, nice long runs, and they were getting after it. They got some big boys up there too.
So Pusilowski was the injured Viking. He walks off. And here comes the offense now. You would think it's going to be Gahan taking the snaps. Tadonio is on the bench. What looked like cramps. He was walking over there, so he wasn't able to recover yet.
Well, scores from around the league. Scranton beat Wilkes-Barre 35-27. Trail 35-13 over Mid-Valley.
So the Invader defense now needs to come up big. Gahan finding a second dose of energy. Shoots through.
Well, Gahan just needed that break. Again, he's been the workhorse, and when he had to go back to that cute quarterback spot, I mean, that just changes your whole outlook in terms of, okay, now I just can't do my thing. I have to take charge of the entire offense, make sure everyone's lined up properly, and get this thing rolling. Coach Armstrong told them to take their time. Let's run this clock out.
Well, a big offensive line. We talked about the size before the game and that push there. Now we have a West injury. It is a figure law first down, though. The West Scranton Invader on the turf here.
The coaches were pleading something to the official on their sideline. I'm not sure what. I didn't see anything. An official timeout, obviously, with the player down. Baumgartner going over to make sure he's okay.
Well, we took a look at the first two divisions in the Lackawanna Football Conference. Let's take a look at Division III.
Well, Trail is going to be in there, the thick of things. We know that because Coach Jervis knew he had a young team last year, and that it's going to reap the rewards this year.
Riverside as well. We see what the Vikings have on the offensive side. Need to clean some things up on defense and special teams.
And
Trail Riverside, that'll be a big game. Of course, don't count out 04s. They're going to be down maybe this year.
Yeah,
They'll be back.
Coach Schubeck was saying that he doesn't have the numbers he had because some of the kids that he did have, they just didn't want to play this year. They're tired, whatever excuse they gave them. But that's unusual for Old Forge not to have like a lot of kids on their sideline. Holy Cross, they had a pretty decent year for Holy Cross last year. We'll see if they can repeat that again, get a couple wins in there. Carbondale, you never know. They're always a dark horse because how they go, this is how they go. All right, he's coming off. Yeah, he's still cramping, but he's off the field.
Yeah, Ben
Number
Miller
9.
called his name a couple times tonight. Those cramps hurt. That may be the understatement of the night. Okay, Riverside trying to really close this one out, if they can.
Nice job defensively there by number 55.
I don't think you're going to see anybody else touch the ball except number 4. 3 straight plays.
They're not going to put the ball in. I don't think he's going to put the ball in the air. He just wants to grind this out and get out of Dodge, as healthy as he could possibly be.
He's going to take as much time off the clock as you need. Clock rolling. West does have 2 timeouts left. best case scenario for West, you get try to field goal. If you're West, you want to keep them out of the end zone. Good push up front.
Go ahead, being patient as a runner.
Right behind Zach Chillick, our scholar athlete at 215. Scody next to him, Hoskins next to him, the big guys. Trying to push it down the throat of West. Third down on the way. Nothing fancy coming here. 80 points on the board on the opening night of football here on my TV. Took us all a little bit to get into it.
We had back-to-back touchdowns at Riverside, then on the kickoff return, West answers it, and then
timeout Riverside, 3:27 left. Get some water out there for both teams. Really big play here for the Invaders.
NFL on Fox returns Sunday, September 10th at Fox 56. First game begins at 1 with the 49ers traveling to Pittsburgh. Then at 4:30, the Green Bay Packers battle the Chicago Bears. Fox NFL Sunday, only on Fox 56.
September 10th seems like a long way away.
It really does.
After tonight. Got a
Good.
couple high school games. Hey, don't forget, next week too, speaking of college football,
We got the Mayor's
Mayor's
Cup.
Cup.
Who knew? Mayor's Cup in
I
September.
feel like we just did the Mayor's Cup at Wilkes. Kings versus Wilkes. Back at Wilkes.
With the new head coach at Kings.
Yes, as you know.
See, yep.
Skylar Fultz and new conferences.
Yes.
Kings remains in the MAC. Wilkes now to the new Landmark Conference. So this is a non-conference matchup. Opening night, opening day, 27th Mayor's Cup meeting between the two Wilkes-Barre schools. We're excited at noon on Labor Day weekend.
The closest rivalry in the country.
Gahan behind Kostoff. Gets a figure law first down. And move the chains. Couple more plays now. West not getting very tired. Boy, valiant effort from the West Scranton Invaders tonight. Had opportunities to get 2-point conversions. Kept it close. It was up 14-0. You thought Riverside's going to blow this one out.
Right.
That seemed like a day and a half ago, but
but they didn't quit.
Did not quit.
That's the one thing I like seeing from the West Side Invaders, that Coach Benetti's instilled these kids. We just have to play one play at a time. We don't ever quit, and we're not going to. And you can see that, 39-41. All they've got to do is if they could just stop them here, Bob, like you said.
Nice run by Reese Gahan. Bounces to the outside. It's a figure law first down, and we are inside the Kelly Mahindra red zone.
You see this in here? They're just doing, nothing special. And Gahan's not really like giving a quick burst or anything. He's just grinding it out, taking his time, reading his blocks, and more importantly, he's just chewing that clock up.
What do you think of the helmets of Riverside?
I'm not sure. Like at first, I was like, I thought they were the Vikings, but I was, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, very Louisville-ish.
Yes.
Esque, I should say, Louisville-esque. Gahan caps
Picking
this
and
one,
choosing,
and they may
there
do
it
it.
is.
Gahan with his 4th TD of the night. Extends this lead, 47 on the board for the Vikings.
Just as he's lumbering in there. And again, that both teams are tired. That defensive line that goes both ways for the Invaders, they're extremely tired. And this has been a valiant effort by both teams, and it really is last man standing.
And Riverside calls their last time out on a PAT. Now, this is an important PAT because this makes it a 2-possession game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't get this, West has a chance. plus a two-point conversion.
Woo! And they've had plenty of opportunities, Bob, like you were saying. One of them's going to get in there for them. And Coach Armstrong saying, let's get this, let's make sure we get this. And then on the ensuing kickoff, we're going to squib it.
Yes.
Maybe
don't give it a number 2.
Possibly kick it out of bounds, let them take the ball to 35.
So Reese Gahan, most likely one of our players of the game. Fidanio has a couple more touchdowns. He may be our player of the game, but he's been injured for most of this half.
And Gahan, I mean, to go in from a receiver to quarterback, yeah, he would have my vote on one of them.
Blocked. The all-important, as I just mentioned, PAT is blocked. West has a chance.
And they have their timeouts. They have 2 timeouts.
Trail by 8.
Who got in there? That would be
number
44. Excellent job by number 44 on defense.
Derek Bleach, a junior. With the block on the extra point, and West has a chance. And that's all you need, right?
That's it.
And the way tonight's going.
Could be the longest game in Pennsylvania history.
If
this goes to overtime.
Is there a full moon tonight?
I don't think so, but.
I don't either. Well, we got all kinds of things happening. Got to check on some finals now, because everybody right now is having a nightcap.
Well, Lewisburg and Shamokin are in their first overtime, 16-13.
Don't say those words. Del Val hanging on by 7. Okay, here we go. Car Vision Nissan kickoff. Where does it go? Who's it go to? A little squibber. Hits a West player. Good special teams down there as Miller picked it up, had a chance, couldn't get to the outside. Number 3 for Riverside. Rogers comes in, makes a nice tackle.
Good squib kick right there. He couldn't quite get the handle, but when he did, he tried getting to the outside. Good coverage. Great job by number 3.
Okay, here come the Invaders. 76 yards away from a touchdown. They still need the 2-point conversion, so they bring the big arm in of Danny Vendusky, and we've seen him air it out tonight, especially to Taron Knight Gurrier. Number 2. Here we go. 2:27 left. 2 timeouts left for the Invaders. Out to Baumgartner. Gets the edge and gets out bounds.
Smartly gets out of bounds. Real smart. Good heads up play. Picked up a nice 6-yard gain on that. See with that offensive line, if they got it left in, anything left in the gas tank right now.
4-man rush. Back to the outside again. Baumgartner just wants to get the first down. He does, gets out of bounds. Figure law, first down.
Smart heads up play. There was not a lot of pressure. He had some time. Riverside did a nice job locking up the downfield guy, so they're going to give you the shorts, make you work for it. But again, heads up play, getting out of bounds.
Well, if they're going to keep giving you the shorts, take the 10-11, right? Get
Absolutely.
the first down.
It's moving, and again, they're really not taking any time off the clock.
If they're going to play prevent, if you're West, you might as well
take
work
what
your
they're
way
giving you, right?
Safeties are 15 yards deep. Down the seam. Almost caught.
Oh, they're playing that cover 2 shell look, what we used to call Tampa. Back there, that means there's 2 safeties, 2 corners, and linebackers are going to have to go with any type of inside middle release by the running backs.
That was Robinson, I believe. He beat his defender. He got a hand on it. See if they come back to a play similar to that.
Oh, nice block.
Outside, leaps and falls, but clock will keep rolling now for West, unless there's someone hurt. There is a Riverside player down.
Watch Zevion Miller come into your screen right here, number 6, right there with that key block. Just came in, and that's what it was able to open up to get that yardage to make it 3rd and 4.
So, Riverside player down.
Looks like it's 26, their linebacker.
Yep. So I will stop the clock, excuse me. Give a chance for West Scranton to get a play in, because as soon as he's off, the clock will roll. So if you're Coach Minetti, you want to get the play, get your guys out there ready to go.
I'm sure Coach has it in there. He's just getting the guys extra coaching right now. All the other assistant coaches are there making sure, hey, get your assignment, get your alignment. Let's go.
Western Wayne picks up a win. Lackawanna Trail. Valley West leading North Pocono. Wallenpaupack big over Honesdale. Nanticoke wins, Southern Columbia wins.
That's good to see he's getting up under his own accord. I wasn't sure if that was a cramp or not because they.
No. Looked like he was holding his collarbone area. Yeah. So he gets off, the clock will roll. West is ready. Down 8.
Wow.
Handoff, get the figure law first down inside Viking territory.
Clock stops.
Shamir Lyons, yep, clock stops in high school football.
Well, I'll tell you, Shamir Lyons, he would have to be one of my players of the game if West wins. Obviously, we know who the other player would be. But that kid's got a huge heart in the way he's playing.
Under 90 to play in the game. Hardly a rush. Mendusky is all day to throw it. He finds Robinson. It's a figure law first down inside the 40. He cramps up, but
nope.
he's
like, no, I'm good, I'm good.
Yep.
Coach, I'm all right. Look at this, just a quick hitter. Nice job. He's scrambling around, and he throws across his body, across the field for that first down.
Life still in the Invaders. Inside Viking territory, now just about 39 yards away.
They took their timeout. They have one left.
Hey, you get the first downs, you got to keep rolling. But
I really like how he came across. He throws across his body. It was behind him. Robinson comes back for it. Again, another key first down. And we said that earlier in the game, Bob, when they were down 14-0. You asked me what did they have to do. Just get a first down. And they've done this now consecutively. 3 first downs. Keep it rolling.
Kostoff with time. Just out of the reach of number 2, Night Courier. Stop. Clock will stop. Second down now coming. Mount Carmel, 7 points better than North Schuylkill, 34-27 late in the fourth in that game. Get Mount Carmel and Dunmore right here on my TV. Seems like a day and a half, but it will be next Friday. Big rush. They're going to go middle screen. He catches it, but
ball came out.
Ball came out. Wasn't a catch, though. Ball came out. Scramble for it. Clock stops. Did he catch it? I guess they say he did catch it.
We have a player down, number 11 for the Invaders. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess yeah. No, I don't know if he caught it. It's tough to tell by that angle.
But West, I think they recovered it regardless.
Yeah. Third down. Still one timeout left. Jake Minetti and his Invaders. Yeah, it's tough to tell because you can't see if he actually caught it. Yeah, it's all right. So it's third down no matter what. Well, Riverside coming back over to their sidelines. West has not called a timeout that I'm aware of, unless there's an injury over there. Nope. Whistle blows. Here we go. Third down. West needs at least to get a first down.
Do they have 12 guys on the field?
Yeah, and that's a late substitution from Riverside. Should that be a penalty?
Let's see what.
Riverside does not have timeouts. The call on the field is a legal substitution. On the defense, 5 yards.
Harry Armstrong is going to be up all night watching this film.
He's giving it to the official right now.
Oh, that's our buddy. That's our buddy Bill Dempsey. Giving it to him. And back we go now. 3rd and 5. Again, just get a first down. Clock stops. Still a minute 4 left. Oh, they had him. They had number 12. Or did you see number 12
right
crossing?
Yep.
Goes incomplete.
Okay, 4th down. Big play. Get the first. You don't have to go for the home run. Just get the first, then you line up for it. You got 4 shots at it. Good snap. Good ball.
I don't know if he was trying to go to Robinson or if he was trying to go to Turner.
23. He was forcing it in there.
Here we go. 4th and 5. Here's the game for the Invaders. Oh, he's got a lot of room. Vendusky down, loses the ball.
No, it can't be.
He was down. He was down.
The ground can't cause and that's what they're going to say.
Figure law first down. Move the chains. Clock stops. West up quickly. Boy, talk about parting of the Red Sea.
It did.
You could have ran through that.
I could have run through that. I have about 5 seconds of sprint left. That would have been it right there.
Vendusky quickly throws it downfield, and it's out of bounds. Robinson had it, but he caught it out of bounds. Clock does stop. 38 seconds left for the Invaders.
Look at how the Invaders have not stopped playing. That's what I'm really impressed with Coach Minetti. Win, lose, or draw in this game tonight, he's got to come back out and tell his kids how proud he is that they didn't stop playing.
West leads this series 43-26. There were 2 ties. 72nd meeting, guaranteed. This may be the highest scoring ever in this rivalry. Couldn't get the block. Now this is where you call the timeout. Down to
Gonna
Lions.
have to because they're not hustling to the ball.
No,
so
30 seconds left. You have to use your timeout here.
And they did.
Riverside players, all hands on their hips, taking knees. West players as well. This has been a long
evening.
Long
86
game, yeah.
points on the board right now.
grueling game for both sides. Bendusky down the middle, and it's almost picked off. Two Vikings had it. Gahan couldn't pull it in. That would have sealed it. I thought it was going to go to the end zone. Good defense from Joe Gahan. He was the guy that the ball went off on the special teams, off his leg, led to a West touchdown. Good defensive there from him. Again, if you're West, you just need a first down. 22 seconds left. Anything less here, you can't get back up. You can't even spike it. It's fourth down.
It's fourth right now. This is it. Let's go, guys.
Why'd the clock stop? Oh, they didn't call the timeout before.
I thought they did, because the clock wasn't.
Well, that is their last timeout. Fourth down for West. They're at the 22. They just need a first down. 15 seconds left. What play do you call if you're Jake Minetti in his second season as head coach of the Invaders?
I don't think he's going to stray too far from what's been successful tonight. He's just going to keep his quarterback back there, maybe have him roll out, Bendusky roll out, and then buy some time. And, you know, I believe Riverside's just going to hang back right at the goal line, not let anything get behind them.
Again, Jake Minetti led his Old Forge team to the state title game. In 2013. What does he have for the Invaders here? Fourth down in the game. He has time to the middle, and it's picked off, and that will do it. Riverside's going to win this one, intercepted by Jerry Rose. Basketball turned football player, had a touchdown tonight and an interception to end the game. And this marathon of a football game will end.
What a game. Wow. Both teams fighting tooth and nail, going all the way down to the very end. So you see he's back here. He's got time. He's getting a little bit of pressure, a little leakage there. They just underthrew.
Yep.
And again, that was good defensive play back there. He was playing deep center field anyway.
Well, we got to give out players of the game. We know Reese Gahan, what a game tonight. Could be Rose or could be Zillick, anybody on that line. And Tadanio didn't play in the second half. And somehow Riverside pulled this one out. 86 points scored, the final score. Riverside 47, West Scranton 39. So Vikings get revenge on the Invaders after losing to them in week number 1 at home a year ago. What can you say about this one, Coach? What a game from both teams.
Both sides, both coaching staff, my hat's off to them. These kids really played. They didn't quit. That's what I'm really impressed with. Both sides. You figure that the edge would have gone to Riverside to begin with, but I'll tell you what, the West Side Invaders under Coach Minetti, they're a force to be reckoned with. Watch out.
They'll have prep next week.
We saw the schedule that both teams have this year, so you can't take anything for granted anymore.
Amanda's going to hand out a very important Friday Night Rivals plaque, and when they look at this one, they put the final score to this one in their trophy case at Riverside. 47-39 was the final.
Bob, you've done quite a few basketball games. I'm sure that score has been probably
we don't even get that sometimes. Cheerleaders back out. Everyone back out. He was Mr. Everything. He's our player of the game. He's going to take the trophy in hand. Let's go down to Amanda with Reese Gahan.
All right, Reese, congratulations. You are our Manuka Subaru Player of the Game, Week 1. How did it feel? What was the atmosphere like for you guys to get out here tonight?
It was the best feeling in the world. We just played an incredible game. It was a war, a dogfight. It couldn't have been a harder game. I respect Westside. They came out heavy. They were tough, but we were tougher.
What kept you guys going? A lot of cramps. It's hot. It's humid. What kept you going out there?
One word, heart.
And last thing, how do you take the momentum to tonight and use that to move you guys forward and continue this?
We're going to have to come back this week, rest and recover, get ready for Mid-Valley, and put on a show again. It's not going to be this close. We're going to clean up some stuff, but it's going to be a war as well.
Thanks, Reese. Congratulations. All right, Bob, Jan, back to you.
Well, from yoga in the beginning and the warm-ups with Harry Armstrong to this one at the end where they're going to need a lot more meditation and maybe more yoga after tonight. Definitely, they're going to need a nap. We may need a nap. What a great job by our crew tonight. A 3-hour high school football game. We hope you enjoyed it through the bumps and the gruelis, and what a tough fight for both teams. Both teams deserve to win it, but it's only going to be Riverside that shows up with the win. West will move on and take on Prep next week. 0-1. Great job by them. Final thoughts?
I'll tell you what, I said earlier, both these teams fought tooth and nail to the very end, and I'm really impressed with how these coaching staffs have instilled that into these young men, not to give up and just keep going.
Next week, we will have Mount Carmel and Dunmore. We know Dunmore with a big win tonight, trying to get quickly to Mount Carmel score, and North Schuylkill came back to meet Mount Carmel 34-27. So that game going to be next week. That's going to be a war as well. We're on a roll now, Coach. Here we go. Hopefully they're all not like tonight. Great job by our crew in the brand new truck. Great job by Amanda on the sideline. So for Amanda, for Jan, for the entire Fox City Sports crew here on MyTV WQMY, this is Bob Ide saying so long from the Electric City.
You're watching Manuka Subaru Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by USA Metal Roofs on MyTV WQMY.